clever bug. The Kongversation.
Last time, I stated that Nintendo and Rare haven't introduced any chimp Kongs. Well, we've gotten several letters arguing that Diddy and Dixie are in fact chimpanzees. But to that I say, chimpanzees are apes, and apes do not have tails. Even cartoon chimps. You're closer to a chimpanzee than a chimpanzee is to a monkey. Apologies to the many chimpanzees or monkeys who listen to this podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Kongversation. I'm Hyle Russell.
I'm Jeff Onan.
Hi, Jeff. God.
Is that how? That's how I always say it, I think.
Okay, you just sounded like you didn't want to be here, and I didn't know if it was because you saw how many calls we have for this one.
Well, I ran the theme song was going, which Matt Corna was performing the theme song. Every time it's on, it's live. It's a live performance. And I had to run around the room looking for a pen. I was like, where's my pen? And then I have a basket. So I have this basket, and the basket has all my items for the desk in it. And it's got deodorant and sunglasses and a box cutter and all the stuff you might need. But for whatever reason, there's usually like 3 pens in there. Couldn't find pen. Ran around, and I had to sit down quickly. You ever sit down quickly? It's something. Hi, Hyle. How you doing?
Hi, Chef. I have my pens right here in my DK Barrel ceramic pen pot.
Well, my desk is a little bit smaller. My desk is about the size of technically I'm using the surface of a Nintendo GameCube.
Well, I have a giant desk because I'm a fancy man. I'm very important. I do important things. And on my desk, I have a DK Barrel pen pot, atop a Sea of Thieves matte map. And then on top of that is my Virtual Boy. So, you know, I do...
My Virtual Boy's in the original packaging in the closet, so I don't get it out of there too often.
Okay. Well, I do serious business.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, hi, everyone.
It's very serious. We have to talk about the business.
It's business.
First of all, can I just say it is the ongoing live service event for the Kongversation podcast. Jeff Month continues. Yeah. So if you are hitting your punch card, don't forget to get it punched for the punch wise. And I believe there's one more Jeff episode, or Courtney in the live stream called it a Jeff-isode. I believe there's one more coming up. So
I think there might be
get
two
in on
more
that
coming up because those draft episodes.
Really?
Those draft episodes. We do a draft episode,
shit,
and then we do another one about the draft episode.
God.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Okay,
well,
yeah, I love that. This is great.
Like I said, I run a business.
Definitely good.
I run a business and I work you hard. But speaking of business, you know what business is good right now? You know what business is popping? Because not a lot of businesses are doing well right now. Crypto and AI, yes. AI. But you know what business we're hoping the bubble won't burst anytime soon? That's
owning access to the gasoline. oil reserves.
Okay. I'll just say animated adaptations of Nintendo video games, because the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Jeff, at the time that we were recording this episode, which is Friday, April 24th, it's currently sitting at a worldwide box office, a BO, of around $764 million. And it's forecasted that it will be passing that $1 billion mark by the end of its theatrical run. And keep in mind that only a handful of movies have hit that benchmark since COVID-19.
Yeah. Very few movies have been able to sell $1 billion. You know what did sell $1 billion? Nerf guns. A little bit of trivia. Look it up. It's true.
Yeah.
$1 billion for Nerf guns in the world.
I think the kids are liking these movies as much as they once enjoyed shooting foam darts at each other. And, you know, this Galaxy movie, it's winding down its theatrical run. It will be hitting digital services by probably the middle of the year, if not before then. And once the hoopla around it is done, we will begin to be inundated with speculation, with leaks, and then, oh my, official announcements for what is believed to be the next animated feature from Illumination, Universal, and Nintendo. The Untitled Donkey Kong Project, motion picture, which is how it's been copyrighted, actually. So this will be one of the most contested areas of discussion and fan debate when we get there. And I'm talking about who will be cast as the English voice actors for the movie.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to predict or suggest our own suggestions of it's called fan casting.
It's called fan casting. Yes.
I believe we're calling the episode The Casting Couch.
No, Jeff. Once again, we've been through this. It's called Casting Call.
Well, yeah, so we're gonna not wade into the filth. Although I do have to warn everyone right away. We're gonna name 40 celebrities today, and I don't know. I don't know which one of them has been canceled.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't know, and I want to warn people because some of them are cannibals. Once in a while, a celebrity is a cannibal, and I don't know it when I say that when I throw out Ryan's Seacrest or something. I don't know. Did he eat someone? Maybe.
No, it was Arm& Hammer or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Oh, I know he did that one. I do know he did. He wanted to do it. Yeah.
So let me explain what we're doing here, because this episode is going to piss everybody off. Oh
boy.
The idea of a Donkey Kong movie and casting a Donkey Kong movie, it's been something that's been debated as a thought exercise, not just for the last few years, not just since the Super Mario Brothers movie was but a gleam in our eye, but this has been something we have done as a fandom going back decades now, when a Donkey Kong movie seemed like a ludicrous possibility. And now we're on the threshold of it being a reality. And I thought, well, let's make a proper episode about it. But more than just that, let's make it a bit of a game. It's not really a game. There's nothing we can win. It's really just an exercise in banter. But here are the rules, because all good banter needs to have stringent rules, Jeff. Okay? The whole idea behind this episode is not necessarily who we think would do the best job for the Donkey Kong cast. It is, who would we cast if we were Universal and Illumination and we had to cast as they do? Meaning, for big, high-profile characters, or even small parts that have a few lines, we generally want to cast Hollywood A-listers, B-listers, maybe C-listers, but something that will create hype, something that will generate buzz, talking points on a Nintendo Direct.
I think that I think that B-lister might be a character in Donkey Kong 64.
Maybe, yeah. Buzz is a character as well in Donkey Kong Country 3, but we want a Nintendo Direct with those character profile icons next to the actor's headshot, and everybody's going to share it, they're going to meme it, they're going to have laughs, they're going to get angry about it. And that's what we're doing today. So, for example, on social media, not shortly, but a couple years after Kenan Thompson did that Funky Kong impression on SNL, I did one of these mock Mario movie casting announcements for the Donkey Kong movie, with Kenan Thompson as Funky Kong and Kel Mitchell as Talks, Funky's parrot. So I provided that as an example to you, Jeff, in the show notes. So think that.
I see it. It's in the notes.
Yeah. Now, again, let me clear up what we're doing, because these are not necessarily our wants, our desires. We're not necessarily advocating for these actors at all. This is just marrying Universal and Illumination's philosophy with what we think would make an okay fit. And this is not us taking the piss out of these actors as well, because yes, everybody hates Chris Pratt. And Chris Pratt as Mario is still quite a controversial casting. And it's been a constant source of irritation for Nintendo fans. But we're not trying to start anything by suggesting that Jared Leto play Donkey Kong 64's ghostly frozen tomato, for example. Now, again, we're not going to be casting Jared Leto probably because, like you said, there are a lot of actors who have been up to no good. And I've tried to stay away from them. Like Louis C.K. as Bumper the Badger. Louis C.K. still has a career somehow. He's still getting work. But we probably don't want to cast Louis C.K. in the Donkey Kong movie. Not that he would be cast as Bumper. Right. Bumper's owned by Microsoft.
And if you ever needed to enlist the help of him as a buddy Kong on your riding on Donkey Kong's back, he would be out of a Louis C.K. barrel.
Yeah, he would be. He would, which is why it would have been perfect casting 15 years ago before everybody knew what he got up to. But like you said, Jeff, we can't keep track of everybody and all the chicanery of Hollywood actors. So if any of these actors have been cast in the new Harry Potter show, or they're on the Epstein flight logs, we just don't know it. We apologize in advance. Right?
Yeah, and I did pick Armie Hammer for for 4 different characters. Now that you said that.
Yeah. And we'll get into it, but this also isn't a slight towards professional voice-only actors, who make their bones doing voice acting on animated TV shows or video games. This isn't us saying it's better to cast the big Hollywood A-listers. We just wanted to keep this exercise intellectually honest. Okay? And that means we're not going to just bring back the cast from the Donkey Kong Country 1990s cartoon to be in this because, they did it before. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
I guess that's all the explanation and setup we need. Before we get started, should we do a little due diligence, say hi to our live stream, plug the Patreon? Do you want to do we do that stuff now?
I mean,
have we ever?
If we don't do that, I have to edit this bit out, and I'm really tired. So I think we have to.
You're tired.
We have to. Yeah. Thank you to our DK Vine patrons who support the website and independent Donkey Kong journalism and scholarship. Thank you all. We've got a bustling live stream because we live stream these episodes for our $5 and up patrons. Hello to Angry Ancestor. Hello to Bay and the Bear. Hello to March Rose. Chocolate Milk Drinker is back. Hello, Chocolate Milk Drinker. Courtney's there. Porygon Q. And Dustin. Dustin's here as well.
And don't forget Giga Strike and thousands of others. We cannot name them all. There's so many people in this live stream chat. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, so many. And so much of Hollywood is tuning in because they want the recommendations from Jeff and Hyle about who would be cast in the Donkey Kong movie.
By the way, can you answer my texts, Hathaway? All right, you left this stuff at my house and I don't want it. I'm gonna throw it away.
The boots? Wait, what? Whoa.
Hathaway gave me boots. That's, she plays a mean Samus.
So, I've also got a correction. And really an apology. So towards the end of the call sack, the Super Mario Galaxy movie episode, Malik and I argued about the song Wipeout, which of course is by the 1960s surf rock group, the Surfaris. However, Malik referenced the Beach Boys doing it, and they're a pop band that, pre-Pet Sounds, did mostly do songs about surfing, but was not what you would classify as surf rock, i.e. surf guitar. He made some mention of the 1980s hip-hop trio Fat Boys, and yes, as it turns out, they did do a cover of the song with the Beach Boys in 1987. This was an attempt to recapture the magic of Run DMC and Aerosmith's collaboration, on Walk This Way. But Walk This Way was originally an Aerosmith song. So why didn't the Fat Boys and Beach Boys do a cover of Vegetables or something? I don't know. It's stupid. This is the 80s Beach Boys, Kokomo era, full-on Mike Love nonsense with John Stamos on occasional drums. So I didn't know I was wrong. I was wrong. Sorry, Malik. Try to do better next time. Jeff, new a thing now that it's season 14, and your thing in season 14 is what, giving life advice?
Yeah, because 14-year-olds, they have so much to learn, and they have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. What song is that? That's Rod Stewart. But
we're not casting Rod Stewart in the Donkey Kong movie. The guy kind of sucks in real life.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna put the disclaimer that we don't know that, and I'm gonna make him I don't know, Posh Ramby. So yeah, I just give advice now. I don't know. I'm qualified for it because I'm old and this podcast is young. So listen up. Here's my advice for this episode. You're going to get a lot of it this month because it's Jeff month. Hit that punch card. What advice do I have to give today? It's easier to eat the banana. It's easier to peel the banana from the other end.
I like it.
Quit doing it that way.
Yeah. I had no idea. I've been doing it wrong all these years. See, even old dogs can learn new tricks.
Yeah, So, that's right. And we're on Blue Sky. What else? Buy the t-shirts.
Buy the t-shirts.
Kmine.com/merchandise.
I might turn some of this life advice into a shirt, Jeff, like the one you said last time about actually being in a hot tub is bad for you.
Yeah.
I might turn that into a shirt.
It's easier to peel a banana from the other end.
Both of these would be applicable because you have Bachelor Bear who hangs out in the hot tub. And I did not cast Bachelor Bear in this episode. Bachelor Bear did not get any actors.
I'm really nervous about what we didn't talk ahead of time. We haven't talked much. And I think you probably picked like every possible Donkey Kong guy and made an actor do it. And I didn't do that.
Let me explain what we're doing here. Okay. So we sat down individually and we thought, probably not long, probably not that hard, but we tried to pair an acceptable Hollywood casting with a noteworthy Donkey Kong character. Obviously, Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong and Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. This is immovable. This is unchangeable. No matter how we felt about those performances in the Super Mario Brothers movie, those two are contractually locked in and we can't change horses in, is it midstream?
What?
Yeah, the idiom about changing horses in, never mind. And likewise,
you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him change.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Don't change a gift horse in the mouth.
I won't, Jeff. Don't worry. You have given me plenty of gifts over the years, and I've never once.
I give you great advice. I'm trying to give a lot of good advice.
Those are the gifts you give me. So we're also refraining from reusing any actor. At least I am.
Oh,
I'm not reusing any actors from the Super Mario Brothers movie or the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Charlie Day is just Luigi. Brie Larson is Rosalina. Glenn Powell is Fox McCloud, and I'm not reusing
who's that guy that is Bowser Jr. Nobody knows him.
Don't worry because I didn't.
But we won't pick him.
Yeah,
we can't pick him. We don't even know his name.
And Jeff and I do not compare notes ahead of time. We didn't even put them in our show notes. We are going into this
we haven't even like whipped it out to see like does yours look like mine?
No. Yours is probably longer. Mine is probably thicker. But
actually, I think I was gonna say the opposite. I'm like a thick, regular length boy.
Well, I'm talking
we
about
shared
my,
a bed together.
I'm talking about my
remember?
list of actors. I'm just saying I have some
me too,
pretty
me too.
long names in there, some Shakespearean actors that I'm casting.
Some of them have 3 names. That's extra.
Yeah, yeah. So what we're going to do, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take turns. One of us will say a prominent or somewhat prominent Donkey Kong character, and then I will pull up my list and I will say who I cast. If they are on your list, Jeff, this is where we have the debate. This is where we argue. If that character is not on your list, or you picked a character who's not on my list, we're just casting that actor. It's done. Without any fuss, they get in. Now, when I picked the Donkey Kong characters, I basically used Bonanza's statues in the DLC as kind of my Rosetta Stone for who might be pulled up and put in this movie. But obviously, we can't be entirely predictive without knowing the creative process, what this movie is actually going to be. So we're just listing Donkey Kong characters, really, and assigning them actors. So it's...
The way that I did, if you want to know my methodology, is I was trying to think of which characters would be in it, and then I was like, well, to know that, I would have to know what the story is and then what's required of the story. So then I basically mentally wrote a screenplay. So I know what the movie is. I've already planned. I've got the full 3-act structure. I've planned it out. And I'm not going to tell it today. I feel like guessing the plot of the Donkey Kong movie could be a future episode. I don't know. But yeah, it's not what we're talking about. No. But because I've written the movie, I know which characters are in it. And because I know that, I know who I needed to cast.
We are going to milk this rhinoceros dry before opening day. Don't worry. The only other thing I want to address, it's something that we talked about on the Kongversation mini we did way back when about the aforementioned Funky Kong appearance on SNL, because it's a struggle I ran into, as I'm sure you did, and it's not something that's comfortable to talk about, but the ugly dehumanization of black people and portraying them as apes and monkeys, and how you can then cast a Donkey Kong movie with that knowledge in the back of your mind. And you can't just not cast black actors in this movie, or you can't just cast them as villains, because most Donkey Kong characters who aren't primates, who aren't apes and monkeys, are just pieces of shit. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle for me. I did cast some black actors, but I always had that in the back of my mind. And yeah, I tried to be, diverse. I tried to be casting as wide of a net as possible in my casting. But man, that sucks. It sucks because there are so many talented black actors that's like, oh, they would be so good as, and then the little voice in the back of my head said, oh, do you really want to do that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because there's no scientific or real reason why African American descent person has any closer. Why should they not be able to voice a monkey if a white person can? We're all equally the same amount related to apes. We're not. So anyway, it's a culture. It's a cultural thing about how discrimination has happened over the generations, and so it's you just can't avoid it. It's in your head. It can be an unfortunate connection to draw. People are shitty. So I don't know. Just we'll bring it up.
We had to point that out before we get into it. Yeah.
We'll do our best.
We'll do our best. And
I wanted Keenan to play all of them.
I mean, yeah, I think that would kind of skirt the problem entirely if just Keenan voiced everybody. Not just in this movie. They should just retroactively go back in the Super Mario Brothers movie, have him voice everybody.
Oops, All Keenan is in my new streaming service.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to change.
We're going to remake all the classics.
You don't want to change your Keenan in midstream, right?
I don't know this. That's not a phrase.
Okay, all right. I don't know much about horses because I am the monkey man. I love monkeys. I love gorillas and sometimes bears. So let's get into it. I'll start, Jeff. All right. And I'm going to start with characters we have already seen depicted as in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So there were 4 characters, 4 Kongs who made cameo appearances in the Super Mario Brothers movie outside of Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong. And the first one, of course, Diddy Kong. Now, we imagine Diddy Kong's going to have a big role in this. In the Super Mario Brothers movie, his one little line that was very faint, it was voiced by professional voice actor Eric Bauza. Not Bowser, Bauza. And it's like, he probably won't be brought back for this, because Diddy will probably be like the co-lead. He will be the Charlie Day of this movie. And I thought, who can voice an earnest young boy, despite probably being a man at this point? And maybe it's obvious. Maybe it's the easy answer. Maybe it's just me seeing this actor do this in things and thinking, yeah, they could be Diddy. Tom Holland is my Diddy Kong.
Okay. Yeah, I think I had considered it and then didn't write it down. By the way, you didn't tell me I just had to pick one for everybody. You didn't tell me what to do. You didn't give me instructions. So for every character, I just scribbled notes with 5 or 6 ideas.
Okay, I do have
maybe
some.
I'll just pick one.
I do have some characters who I couldn't make the decision. It was between 2, and so we'll either debate it or we'll put it up to our live stream.
Okay.
When we have a conflict, but of course, I'm sure you cast Diddy as well.
Yeah, I did. And before the Mario movie came out, in the past I had considered in my life, what if there was a Donkey Kong movie? Who would they play? Who would be played by who? And my pick forever was I thought Diddy Kong should be played by Charlie Day. Mm-hmm. But of course, he's off the board, much like a DKU draft episode. So. And then for a while, I was thinking maybe Aziz Ansari, but then I think maybe he got Hollywood canceled.
He did.
I don't know the details on that.
He's kind of a creep.
Yeah. It's not surprising. So I wrote down a few names, but I guess if you want me to just pick one and say that's my pick, it's going to be, and I'm not even sure how you pronounce this name, but it's one of the Stranger Things kids, and it's Gaten Matarazzo. Gaten Matarazzo.
Okay.
It's the curly-haired kid, Dustin on Stranger Things.
Okay.
Not Dustin in our live stream chat.
Not Dustin. Dustin could do a good Diddy.
Yeah. He'd be like, hello.
That's Dustin. That's him, all right. You got him. But yeah, a couple years ago, I was like, oh yeah, Diddy's just going to be Finn Wolfhard? Or
no, that kid doesn't have it. That kid doesn't have the sauce. But this kid got Gaten Matarazzo. He might have the sauce.
All right. See, I went big. I went high profile for Diddy. I tried to pick an equivalent to a Chris Pratt.
Well, Chris Pratt and Tom Holland were the co-stars in an animated voice-acted movie by Disney, Onward, where they played the 2 brothers.
You're right. You're right. So I don't know, Jeff. I'm going to go to bat for Tom Holland over this one. I think the Stranger Kids, as they're known, I think one of them will probably wind up in this movie for sure. But I
don't think you have your finger. I don't think you have your finger on the pulse of Gen Z. They love this kid.
They might. They might not care about Stranger Things anymore. We've moved on to K-pop Demon Hunters.
This kid hosted a revival of the show Scare Tactics. Remember that show?
I remember.
They revived
it.
Yeah. They revived it with this kid as the host.
Okay. Well, can I just say why I'm holding on to Tom Holland? It's for the next character I want to bring up.
It's your podcast.
You're right. Sweet. All right. So, Dixie Kong. This is going to seem like stunt casting, but I thought long and hard about this. No, I have to.
Do it. You can, okay. But I don't like it.
All right. You don't like it, but Zendaya as Dixie Kong. Wouldn't that be
cute? Stunt, I don't like the stunt, and I don't, even separate from the stunt, I don't like the casting. I don't think she's Dixie Kong.
You don't
fine.
like it?
That's your choice.
I think it could happen. I think there's like a 50-50 shot this is the reality we're looking at 2 to 3 years from now.
What about Dixie is Taylor Swift, Diddy is Travis Kelce? You know, get it going. His stunt casting. Let's rock and roll. No. What about Leo DiCaprio and whatever teenager he's dating?
Oh, no, we don't want to do that, Jeff. All right, who do you have for Dixie?
Who do I have for Dixie? Well, again, I wrote down, in this case, I wrote down 7 names.
God.
So, because I thought, I didn't realize it was like it was a question and answer. I thought it was more of a free-form discussion.
It is. It really is.
From my picks, I don't want to go with the obvious one. This isn't obvious, but it's one that is pretty commonly suggested. But I'm going to go with because. And by the way, this is because we're trying to think what Illumination would pick. Yes. Right? This isn't necessarily what I would pick.
I don't necessarily want Tom Holland and Zendaya as Diddy and Dixie. I'm just thinking, wow, what a marquee stunt that would be.
Yeah, and then they could have who? Oh, never mind. Michael Keaton could play the villain, and then he's in the Morbius universe now. Anyway, my Dixie Kong pick, I guess, is Jenna Ortega.
Okay, yeah, I could see that for sure. Yep, she's going to be in it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I had other ones in there, but
there's other ones. But
you know what? I really liked the idea. This couldn't happen, but I really liked the idea of Sabrina Carpenter. But it just can't work because her artistic identity is very overtly sexual, and I just don't think it can. I don't think she can be in it.
So without getting too ahead of us, I did consider her for Candy Kong. I ultimately went with something a little bit more nuanced and less overt. But why don't we split the difference? Because I do like Jenny Ortega as Dixie, but I'm holding on to Tom Holland as Diddy.
Is that what this is? We have to come to an agreement?
I don't think we necessarily need to, because there will be some cases where we just don't agree. But I do want to say I actually support your choice. That's good casting. I didn't think of that casting. And we're definitely going to give Jenny Ortega a call back at the very least.
It's Jenna, right? It's Jenna.
Jenna? What did I say?
You said Jenny twice, like Jenny. Who can I turn to?
All right. Well, you know what?
All right.
You know,
fine.
Her friends, her close friends, call her that.
All right. So, I mean, yeah. Let's just whip through it. What's next? Probably Posh Ramby.
No. So again, let's go through the characters in the original Super Mario Brothers movie. So, of course, the third one of that trio was inexplicably Chunky Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
So I'm like, well, Chunky, they've already modeled him. He'll probably be showing up somewhere. Probably won't have as big of a role as your Diddy or your Dixies would. So I went with somebody who is a noted comic actor, mostly in sitcoms and some other things. For Chunky Kong, I went with Craig Robinson.
I like that casting. That's a good shout. In our live stream chat earlier in the conversation, I saw some of the posters suggesting Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal is Chunky.
And I saw that and I raised an eyebrow, because what I have written down on my piece of paper is stupid, but I wrote down Charles Barkley.
All right. I could see that, but I think as far as like actual acting talent, I mean that would be a good stuff. But I don't think Shaq or Charles Barkley really have the goods for voice acting.
Well, I mean, I don't think that Chunky will have much of a role.
You're right.
But
you're right. But
as a sort of, it would be more of a cameo casting.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Barkley would only show up for like a couple hours, like an afternoon.
He would phone it in, literally. I think I picked Craig Robinson because he can do the like gruff, tough persona, but it's always very silly, and it's got this kind of hint of mischievousness. Maybe.
Yeah, and I think that we both hit on a certain like there's like a deep throated timbre to their delivery that I think we both kind of hit on the same thing for how we think of Chunky Kong. Yeah, I think Craig Robinson's a good. Now, when you first said it, my brain heard it wrong and just like decided that you said Tim Robinson, and Tim Robinson, that's a whole different guy. But we like Craig Robinson.
Maybe I have him later on my list.
Posh Ramby.
I did not cast Posh Ramby. I'm sorry. Didn't do it.
Okay, all right.
But if you did, we can have that discussion.
Well, sure. And there's what? There's one more.
There's one more
character that was in the Mario movie.
Yeah. He got reduced to embers, but I think he could be back. I think he could be pretty much completely healed by the time of the Donkey Kong movie. It's Swanky Kong. And Swanky Kong is a character I've long fan casted, but I want to hear what you have to say first. If you did
actually, I think I know what you're gonna say, and now that I'm thinking it, I'm like, oh, if he's thinking what I think he's thinking, I like that. It's funny, but it's not what it's a very different direction than where I took it. For Swanky Kong had Matt Berry, which is a very different take on Swanky Kong, but I went with that.
I think I went with Sleaze more than anything else. Like Sleaze, kind of empty flash.
See, I went with the sort of like showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Like Matt Berry could be a very, the personality of showmanship and sort of empty, Barnum and Bailey. I don't know, but yeah, I can see that doesn't have the kind of skis to it that you might be going for.
And honestly, they'll probably go with what you said, and they'll probably try to avoid making you feel like you need a shower after you see this movie. But for Swanky Kong, I have two names because I actually couldn't decide. So I've long fan casted Will Arnett as
That's
Swanky,
what I thought you were going to say.
But I could also see Bob Odenkirk do something similar. Something similar.
Yeah. Bay and the Bear in our live stream chat actually just called both of those names before you said it.
So I think it's in the air. I think obviously these discussions are being had at Illumination right now concerning Swanky, the breakout character of 2027 or 2028, whenever this comes out.
I just had a really dumb thought that this would be stupid. They wouldn't do this, but like imagine modern day Al Pacino Swanky Kong.
So
like scratchy throated and everything.
Yeah, I did avoid casting any actors of a certain age. And that's because I'm thinking in MCU terms, they're going to be locked to a 10-picture deal. And as much as I would love Sir Ian McKellen or Billy D. Williams to be in the Donkey Kong movie, you're probably not going to get a lot of milk out of that cow at this point.
There's very few actors that I picked that I would say are at that age level. And for me, it wasn't the thinking of like, oh, this guy's got to be on a 10-picture deal, but he's old. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking of the like, what does Illumination think is relevant and culturally in the zeitgeist, and maybe some of the certain generation of actors aren't it. But I was trying to think of what old actors would like fit into that like goofy marketing Nintendo Direct. And the only like name that came to mind that I'd think like that's funny, that everyone loves that name. It would be like De Niro. Like if De Niro was in this movie, everyone would be like, "Fuck yeah, De Niro is I don't know, Snide the Weasel. That's awesome."
In the live stream, I give these live streams bullshit titles, and I put Daniel Day-Lewis as B. Locker. Because I did not actually cast B. Locker, but just if we're gonna get like what's the most shocking, like what the hell are they doing kind of fan casting,
yeah. So those are the four that are a pretty good guess that those four would or maybe are more likely to show up of any characters because they've already been alluded to or physically shown off.
Yes.
Swanky Kong is dead, but like we know in this universe that ghosts exist, so it's fine.
He'll come back as a skeleton. It's fine.
But where do we go from here? Should we? You said we're going to take turns picking a character.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah,
that's
so-
how we're going to do it.
So basically, there'll be a little bit of a rhyme and reason, like call and response. If you say a character that would then lend itself to me, then bringing up the next character, we'll do it like that. But again, we might not have cast the same characters, and so this is really just going to be a source of discussion, and we might not make any decisions, but agents out there, just let it be known that we have shortlisted your clients for the Donkey Kong movie because our word means so much on the West Coast.
Yeah, I went there once with you. We shared a bed.
We did. We actually
we did not compare size, but
didn't, no.
I did film a video of you eating a banana. You peeled it from the more difficult side.
I didn't know. I had no idea. And don't I feel the fool now? But Jeff, since you have been peeling the banana from the correct side all these years, I will give you the first choice of a character who did not appear in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I get to pick. Okay.
You get to pick.
Well, so I don't want to there are some that I think are lend to like pretty interesting discussion. But I don't want to front load all those. Let's just talk about one that doesn't matter too much.
Okay. All right.
I mean, and I don't want to lead with King K. Rool, you're right. So
Everybody wants to hear what we have to say about that. So yeah, we're gonna edge them.
I will say, okay, I just made a joke about Robert De Niro playing Snide the Weasel, but I actually did write down Snide the Weasel. And so did you cast Snide?
I did not put Snide in my movie.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. No. I wrote the movie, and when I wrote it, he's in it.
That's fine, because I'll pretty much just roll with whatever you say about Snide.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, well, I guess what I wrote down for Snide the Weasel is John Mulaney.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Snide the Weasel. He left his wife after rehab, right?
No, I think he left his wife and then went to rehab.
Okay.
He got Olivia Munn pregnant.
Yeah.
He got Olivia Munn pregnant, as one is wont to do, and I don't know how we feel about him anymore, but he is voice acting. He was in the Puss in Boots movie.
Okay. Well, there you go. And we've long said that Snide maybe has a cocaine habit. So you can bring something some of that struggle with substance abuse to the character. And I think you could make a pretty compelling performance, which these movies are known for.
Yeah. There's a little bit of there's an arc there. There's artifice. It's all part of it. And Dustin in the live stream said Bill Hader for Snide. I thought about Bill Hader for a number of roles, and I actually ended up not picking him. But the reason my brain wants to say Bill Hader is because of Seth Rogen. We have Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Let's get Bill Hader. They're buddies.
Honestly, it's probably good that this movie is coming out now as opposed to several years back, because James Franco would have been in this before we
who's Jonah Hill?
Yeah, we don't like him anymore either. Yeah, wow. Seth Rogen has some pretty shady friends.
Yeah, let's hope that Seth Rogen himself is okay. We don't know. Yeah, at the end, we'll come up with the recast just in case Seth Rogen eats a guy.
All right, yeah, I'll go with that. I like that, Cassie. John Mulaney as Snide.
All right, well, Hyle, you get to pick one.
Right.
Donkey Kong character. By the way, we keep calling them Donkey Kong characters, but in theory, Star Fox could show up. Did you cast Captain Olimar in the Donkey Kong movie or anything?
I thought about
it's an option. It's on the table.
As a lark, I thought about maybe casting Samus or something, and then I thought, no, I'm just going to keep it with what I know best. I feel like once I wade in waters of other Nintendo franchises that aren't Donkey Kong or 3 specific Star Fox games, then I don't know what I'm talking about, and I feel like a fraud, a total fucking fraud.
I'm on my piece of paper. I'm crossing out DJ Octavio from the Splatoon games. I'm crossing it out.
All right. All right. Although if you have a really good pitch about why they would be in it, why they would be in the Donkey Kong movie, I'd love to hear it.
I went into a fugue state and I wrote the movie, and then I went back and read what I wrote, and there was no Smash Brothers crossovers in mine. Sorry, Star Fox, you don't get to be in this one.
You've already had your time. You save it for somebody else. All right. So I'm going to bring up Funky Kong, and that's just because Funky Kong was acknowledged in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like, it's debatable about whether or not he actually appeared. Some people say one of the Kongs in the Rainbow Road sequence is Funky, but inarguably he did appear in the treehouse on a little picture on the wall of him surfing. So Funky is a good bet. And I was thinking Funky Kong, surfer dude. There's a lot of different ways you could go with that. Is it more Californian, or are you going to go with like the Jamaican route like the cartoon did? But I thought, what would be a big A-lister who would get a lot of attention and get people talking, and it would make me harken back to the earlier days of his career. So I went Keanu Reeves as Funky Kong.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cheat a little bit because
Bay and the Bear in the live stream chat said Keanu Reeves right before you did.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cheat and bring in another character who you probably did not cast, but I think I mentioned when I made the joke about Keenan as Funky and Kel as Tox. So I thought, well, if we're really going back to Bill and Ted,
you get Alex Winter.
Alex Winter's as Tox.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm mad that I didn't think of it. I'm so mad at myself and you. Man, Alex Winter as Tox is hilarious. I frequently forget that Tox exists because I didn't play the Switch version that much. I played the Wii U version more. So but that's funny. For Funky Kong, I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. So,
wow.
But right now, before you said yours, and by the way, Keanu was one of my 7. But before you said it, I mentally just like put my finger on the paper and picked one, and I think I was so. You have touched on the sort of California, chill guy. That's what the Keanu brings with the Bill and Ted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just went more to the sort of loud, high energiness that Funky Kong kind of exudes in like Mario Kart Wii.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling. I don't know. I want to hear what you have to say.
No.
But I have a feeling you might have cast.
I don't think you're going to guess it, but I'm going to throw it out there as it's not the obvious one. Okay. But I went with Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, I did not guess that. All right.
No, definitely not. I really dug deep to think of this because, what are you thinking of? Like, what were you thinking of?
Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah. See, okay, that is an answer that makes sense. What's the which rapper did people always say that he sounded like? Was that Lil Wayne or Lil Jon? It was Lil Jon,
Lil Jon,
right?
Yeah.
Lil Jon. And I didn't go there. I did write down as a note, like our live stream chat said 50 Cent. I had written down Snoop Dogg because he has just the exuding of like cool chillness that Keanu also has. And I had thought of a football player, Marshawn Lynch, who I have seen on a lot of sports talk shows, and I thought he's got a really cool, chill, funny energy. But and I had written down totally left field, Danny Trejo.
That is left field. I did not have thought.
That is very left field. But I think Sam Jackson, if you can picture Frozone from Incredibles, like yelling, "Where is my super suit?" You know, where you know, I think that Sam Jackson yelling it could be Funky Kong.
It would be interesting because I feel like Samuel L. Jackson really just plays Samuel L. Jackson. Like, you cast him and that is what you get. You're casting him to get Samuel L. Jackson, but it would be fun to see him try to bend his shtick for this weird...
I do think he is pretty chill. Like, he has a cool energy.
Yes, he's cool. You're right. Like, it's not just Samuel L. Jackson as the guy who says motherfucker. He's actually...
He could say mother funky. Because he's Funky Kong.
That's the kind of stellar writing that people appreciate in these movies, Jeff. Get it down.
I wrote the movie, and that's in there.
Yeah.
Courtney in our live stream said, "Honey, where is my Super Kong suit?" Yeah. So that was my pick. I think that Keanu's probably the pick to go for, but yeah, I just thought Sam Jackson was like a sort of a surprise choice that I went with.
It did surprise me. I have to say, did not see that coming. All right. You're up then. You get to put the next character out there.
I get to, okay, all right. So let's see. Well, we alluded to her. Let's talk about Candy Kong. You know, okay. Candy Kong was not in Bonanza, but was like not only referenced in homage, but referenced directly in universe as a character, and did not make an appearance yet as a trophy or anything like that, statue. But I could see Candy Kong being a character in the movie, even if it was just a small cameo.
Sure.
So. Do I say mine first because I picked Candy Kong?
Because it's your character.
Man, you know, and so this week I started. I'm in a beekeeping mentorship program. I'm taking a class, and I started that yesterday. So I was thinking of Queen Bee. I was thinking of not Queen Bee, the boss from Donkey Kong Country. I was thinking of Beyonce.
But yeah.
I changed but just because I'm like. You know, but that's not who I wrote down. For Candy Kong, I went with Margot Robbie.
Okay, so you went with like the.
This is like the Hollywood's like most Barbie, Barbie pick.
Yeah,
it's Barbie, the movie Barbie, but like as a sort of Hollywood in joke, not joke, but like Margot Robbie's who you pick when you want the bombshell. Like iconic beauty.
Sure. Yeah. She was like the Hollywood it girl for several years there and probably like crescendoed with Barbie, but I can see that
Barbie made as much money as Nerf guns.
It did.
Like that was a popular movie.
Right. So I actually see that. I actually really like that. I went something kind of more low key and a little bit silly. And probably wouldn't actually happen. And I went more with like, how can you do Candy without it just being boner jokes like it was in the games, and maybe avoid the over sexualization of her while still kind of tipping your hat to it just a little bit in the voice. And I thought, rather than like casting based on appearance, I casted based on voice. And I thought Megan Mullally as Candy Kong.
Oh, okay. I like that, but that's super unexpected. I love her. Yeah. That's like a pick if you think Candy Kong is going to really have a role. I think that she can do it. But I feel like my Margot Robbie pick was a little bit more like she might be in a couple scenes.
Well, I think if you cast Margot Robbie, you want to use Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
My idea is Candy would be very flirtatious with Donkey Kong. They would have like banter, nothing.
So you're kind of thinking like the Parks and Rec Tammy.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, right.
Without
I love
being
her.
so overtly sexual.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I wonder that's like Illumination's, if she's in their wheelhouse of character actors, like maybe she's more character actor than stunt Hollywood name, but I like her.
I think
they do fill out the cast with some of those less, like, not to say lesser, but like B list or like SNL type names and like comedian names. They're not necessarily the A-listers. They do fill out the cast with those in some of these Illumination movies.
I mean, even Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. Like, I feel like Fred Armisen is exactly what you just described. He's probably on the level of a Megan Mullally. So, like, I think that it's fine to cast in there in that area without just looking at like, well, Tom Cruise is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think it is the question between if you go between Megan Mullally and Margot Robbie, it's what are you trying to get out of this? Is it that giant Hollywood name or more someone who I think could really do the role justice? And I don't know what they want Candy Kong to serve in the movie, but I could see them doing like a mega Margot Robbie casting. Oh, but I could see them doing what you've done there. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I like that casting. Okay, it's your turn to pick.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Candy is yours. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go right to Candy's replacement, Wrinkly Kong. Now,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, this one, I was racking my brain on this because it's like, do you really want to cast an actor of a certain age as a Wrinkly Kong? Oh, congratulations. You're being cast as a character named Wrinkly Kong because you're so fucking old and disgusting to look at. I don't think any Hollywood actor would want to do that. So I was like, it probably wouldn't be somebody who's actually elderly being cast as Wrinkly Kong. And again, you want to cast them for a 10-picture deal. They'll be coming back as a ghost. So I thought back to something Malik said. I think it was on the Callsack episode we did for the Super Mario Brothers movie back in 2023. And this was a out of left field choice, but not really. Natasha Lyonne as Wrinkly Kong.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I think I have to process it, but also I want you to explain how it's not out of left field.
Okay. Well, for one, she's kind of got that like weary voice, but she's also
she is. There's like that. I don't know what you call that, but it does. It's like almost aged.
Yeah.
Like
but she herself, she's in her like mid 40s, so it's cool.
She's so hot. Yeah, no, it's just her voice is great. I love her.
But Malik brought this up to me, and I did look it up just to be sure. And sure enough, she and Fred Armisen were actually in a relationship together. Although they did break up in 2022, they are on good terms. So it's not really stunt casting on the same level as Tom Holland and Zendaya, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, well, I didn't know about the Fred Armisen connection, and I don't think that connection, like if that is a stunt, I don't think it matters to anyone. I don't think anyone knows it is a stunt.
I think the 4-year-olds who go to this movie would be riveted by that announcement.
I don't know anyone who knows who Fred Armisen is, and also knows who he has dated. But I love Natasha Lyonne. I think she's great. Yeah, that's really fun casting. I like that a lot.
That's Malik. That's all Malik. Give props to Malik.
Good job, Malik. I did write down Wrinkly Kong. When you said you didn't really want to cast an actual like elderly actor, which I do think that maybe a few years ago there was a lot of great, like, awesome older women that are in Hollywood that love playing old women, like that love the joke, like Betty White would have been really fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we lost Betty White, or like a Cloris Leachman or something. But I didn't go with that direction either. I wrote down a name that I see come up all the time for Dixie Kong. All the time, I see people suggesting this this actress and voice actress for Dixie Kong, and I put her down for Wrinkly Kong, Kristen Skull.
Oh my God! All right, so this is interesting because Malik also suggested this to me, and I remembered it. I pocketed it away. I did not go with Kristen Skull, or is it Shawl or Skull?
I think it might be Skull.
We'll split the difference. Sure. We'll meet halfway. Yeah. But I did not pick her for Dixie Kong because I went with unnamed for Dixie Kong because she will probably be one of the main cast, like your Luigi and Peach.
Shawl. They're telling us they're freaking out in the live stream. It's Shawl.
Shawl, okay.
Like the Addams Family, get your witch's shawl on, a broomstick you can crawl on. We're going to pay a call on the Addams Family.
Exactly like
snap,
that, Jeff. So
Kristen Shaw.
I'm going to cheat a little bit because I said bringing up a secondary character, especially if we have like parallel casting, if we use the same actor. I put Kristen Shaw down for Tiny Kong.
Oh, so parry the parallel casting here. Okay. Mm-hmm. I did not write down Tiny Kong because, as you know, I wrote the movie and unfortunately she's not in it.
And you're like, we already have 3 women in this movie. That's enough.
That's not what I said. I did not say that. I never said that shit. Actually, though, remember how I said Beyonce a minute ago? Yeah. Let's get her in there as Calypso. That would be honestly awesome. That'd be great.
Because especially if Calypso's a nightclub owner, and I could see Beyonce just rocking that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Beyonce as Calypso the Kremlin. That'd be great.
That's hot, honestly. I shouldn't be feeling things for a scaly crocodile lady, but here we are.
I'm thinking of the Wrangler jeans commercial. She's in those. Listen. Anyway.
Listen. All right. Jeff's about to make some lemonade.
Tiny Kong. Yeah, listen. Okay, I peel the banana from the correct end. Let me just say that. But Tiny Kong, I didn't pick her, so Kristen Skull is Tiny Kong. Kristen Shawl. I'm sorry, Shawl. That's great. I didn't have Tiny Kong at the forefront of my mind, even though I put Snide the Weasel in my movie. Kind of crazy, kind of stupid.
Oh, it's fine.
I probably, if I did sit down and think about Tiny Kong, I probably would have picked someone in the. I call it the Stranger Things-osphere.
Yeah.
And in my head, that means any actor that is like the same age as the Stranger Things kids, and they're not all from like the Hill House kids. You know the Hill House kids. Those kids are not Stranger Things kids. One of them is, right? One of them is. There's a crossover. But the Hill House kids,
Jeff, the Stranger Kids things, they're all in their like early 20s now.
Yeah, I'm thinking of actors of that generation. They're all of the kids that are child actors of that generation. To me, they're all Stranger Things kids, and it's not true. It's not real. But like Lulu Wilson or McKenna Grace, these other people, they're all in my head Stranger Things kids, even though it's not what they are. So anyway, I probably would have gone with one of them.
Okay,
maybe like what's that pop star I'm trying to think of now? You keep talking and I'll look one up.
Well, Jeff, I thrust Tiny Kong into
turn, right?
the discussion.
Ooh.
So
yeah, you're right. It's
your turn.
You're right. You're right. I was trying to think of Tate McRae. Anyways, so Tate McRae for Tiny Kong, we did it. It's my turn. Okay. Krusha. Krusha is a Kremling. Okay. I casted Krusha. Did you cast Krusha?
I did not cast Krusha or Clump.
See, I was, I thought in my head, listen, I don't know how they're going to depict the Kremlings. It is good for the villain of the movie to have a supporting cast of subordinates, and whether that is Snide the Weasel or perhaps Plump and Krusha. We don't know where they're going to go with it. We have the cartoon. The cartoon influenced a lot of people and what they think of the Kremlings, and so I decided I'm going to cast Clump and Krusha.
Okay.
And for Krusha, I had to get Sly in there. We got Stallone. That is kind of, he's on that. Have you seen the cartoon? I feel like Stallone kind of matches the Krusha from the cartoon. Stallone is a little bit on the age and what you were saying of how you didn't pick any actors of a certain age, and Stallone might be there, and his name doesn't feel like it has the Illumination celebrity like shine to it that it might have had 20 years ago. But I thought it'd be funny. Stallone as Crush of the Kremlin.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it. What about Clump?
And you didn't, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, we're doing the parallel, we're parallel playing. It's called swinging, but we're going to parallel play. By the way, I said the word swinging. I was thinking of the song Swing Town by Jay Giles Band. And do you think the movie will have like popular pop song needle drops?
Well, after the Super Mario Galaxy movie shied away from it, I think maybe not.
Now it's like, maybe not.
It's just going to be like reorchestrated David Wise and Grant Kirkhope music,
which I prefer probably. But I think a well-used needle drop can be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
like absolutely. James Gunn movies usually have a great little needle drop heavy soundtrack. Like the first Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone loved it. I don't want the whole movie to be that, but you use it wisely, David Wisely. If the whole movie, we've joked that the whole movie could be Jay Giles Band songs, right?
Well, Steve Miller Band.
Oh, yeah, no, Steve Miller Band. Yeah, what am I talking about?
Jay Giles.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, wait, oh my God, what am I? I'm on drugs. I meant to say Steve Miller.
Gen Alpha does not care about the Jay Giles Band, but they love Steve Miller, Jeff.
No, I was thinking Steve Miller Band. I'm thinking, Abracadabra could be like Abracajabia.
Yeah,
we joked about that before. Yeah. Jungle Love. We haven't done it on the podcast, though, have we?
We have. I swear to you, we've done that. We did this on the live episode just a few weeks back.
Yeah, like when Funky Kong flies them in his flights, he could do Jet Airliner.
Yeah,
fly like an eagle. Yeah.
Swing
Town when they go to Treetop Town.
I do know because we've had this discussion. Almost verbatim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Clump. I think we're talking about Clump. Do you have? You said you have neither. You don't have Clump either.
I did not cast them because I was purposely staying away from what the cartoon did.
Well, I thought they could recontextualize what the cartoon did and bring it into the fold. I went with John Cena. I don't know if that's not probably what people think of, but it's a celebrity.
But he's kind of got that cadence about him, that almost like drill sergeant way of speaking.
Yeah. John Cena, Clump the Kremlin. Let's rock and roll.
I like that. I do like that. All right. So there you go, everybody. I am going to. I see Traveler of the Stars has joined us. Do I want to get into it? Do I want to give Traveler of the Stars what?
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Do it. Let's.
So Professor Chops, Jeff.
Hell yeah.
Professor Chops obviously had a fossil in Bonanza. There is an animatronic of him in a theme park. The Japanese theme park is actually selling the keychain, Chop Sensei. So Professor Chops has a chance of having a role in the Donkey Kong movie. And I think one name as the DK Vine staff, all collectively agree would be a great pick is Mark Pruksch. Is it Pruksch? Who, of course, is in What We Do in the Shadows. He was in The Office. He was in Better Call Saul, actually. He played the squat cobbler in that. However, I don't think he's a big enough name to necessarily cast.
Oh, this guy. I looked him up. You just say Colin Robinson, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to use.
Yeah, he was Nate. He was Nate on The Office.
He was Nate.
He was Colin Robinson.
Yeah.
On What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah,
yeah, that guy.
We
like him, but
great Professor Chops.
What do you mean that the staff universally agreed on this? I've never had this conversation.
Well, I meant Cameron and Dustin and I, and we invited you, but you didn't show up that day.
I'm working like 7 days a week. I started a beekeeping internship. I'm a mentorship program.
Yeah.
Give me a break, buddy.
I know
I have a date tonight at 7:30. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes from now. So
God! All right. Well, you're gonna have just the most amazing foreplay when you regale her with this.
I'll tell her that I mixed up Steve Miller with Jay Giles, and then I'll cry, and then she'll break up with me.
It'll kill the
So
all right.
Mark Proc. So did you have a real you're gonna not pick Mark Proc?
I like him, but I have an out of left field option that I think would work if they're going with a bigger name for Professor Chops. Okay, and that is Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh shit! You are really hitting on some like good but unexpected. Like if you Googled who should play this character and you look at like a Reddit thread, your suggestions are not coming up in the Reddit threads.
They're not.
I'll
Daniel
put it
Radcliffe
that way, but they're good.
Has evolved into, I think, an amazing comic actor since his time as Harry Potter. He's really funny. He was in the Weird Al biopic a few years ago. He's done a lot of just very like off-kilter stuff. He's basically just doing it for the love of doing it at this point. He has all the money he needs. He's not necessarily even doing things for prestige so much as this would be fun. And I think Daniel Radcliffe voicing Professor Chops would be fun for everybody.
I like that. That's fun. I definitely casted Professor Chops, even though I don't think if you said, "Hey, pick 10 characters that are going to be in the Donkey Kong movie," like, do I want Professor Chops to be one of them? Not really. But I think that if you change medium from video game to film, and you go into adaptation mode, and you're saying we have to make a movie, and the movie needs characters. I think that Professor Chops really works as a character in a kid's movie a lot better than he works as a character in a Donkey Kong video game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, am I just saying shit?
No, you're riling up Traveler to the Stars, but I know what you're saying.
We don't need him in the game, but if you're looking at the games and being like, let's make a movie, Professor Chops translates to a film pretty good. As like, you could go a lot of directions with him as a character. In a kid's movie. So I have written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ideas I had for who could play Professor Chops.
This is going to be the
Daniel
most
Radcliffe
sought role.
Was not one of them.
This is going to be the most sought role in Hollywood. You've heard it here first, folks. Everybody is calling their agent saying, "You got to get me in on the Professor Chops reading."
Okay, so I had a couple that I like the idea of it, but I just think their cultural cachet is not here anymore. But they're good voice actors, and I had like do you know I don't know the guy's name. Do you know Booger from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
So he could have been Professor Chops, but I don't think it works. And then the next one was Bobcat Goldthwait. No,
from the Police Academy movies. Wow, we're really going back here.
Yeah, right. We love him. But no, I don't think that they work for that. I had a lot of other names written down, 9 total. And for Professor Chops, I went with Bowen Yang, the SNL actor. Bowen Yang.
I could see that. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that.
It fits in that. He's not going to be one of your top 4 main characters, and those top 4 main characters probably have to be like the A-listers, right, that are going to be on the circuit for the promotion. But you fill out the cast, and you're going to get into B-listers and C-listers, and I think that in that SNL comic actor category, he works well.
Yeah.
That was my pick.
And I think Professor Chops would, if we're honest, would probably have maybe 3 lines at most in this thing. I don't think Professor Chops would really be a tag-along character going on the journey with everybody. He would probably be somebody they would encounter.
When I wrote the movie, he's more of a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Diddy Kong is the head of a Donkey Kong fan club, and the other members of the Donkey Kong fan club are Professor Chops and Timber the Tiger. They're all big Donkey Kong fans. It's just they have a nerd out moment at the start of the movie.
And
we'll talk about it.
Pit from Kid Icarus is also there. Just seeding.
Dark Pit is in there, yeah.
Seeding future movies there.
Hey, do you think they'll do Smash Brothers? Maybe. All right. You suggested Chops.
I did suggest Chops. That's for you, Traveler of the Stars. Don't say I never did anything for you.
Well, I feel bad for this one guy. I had on the short list for Chops. I also had on the short list for Snide the Weasel. In both cases, Nick Kroll. Nick Kroll is a pretty versatile voice actor who can really play some shitheads, and
he's good at it.
But he wasn't my first picks. So, all right, next character. You might be surprised, maybe not. Maybe you also went in the same direction here and had this idea that they might cast a voice-acted role for one of the animal buddies.
Okay.
Squawks the parrot.
Oh, yeah. I have Squawks. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's go. This is TJ has joined us, by the way. TJ is a big Squawks fan, so this is just perfect. We're just pleasing our patrons.
Cool. We're going to... Yeah. Now, even though I'm the one who brought up Squawks, I think I want to hear yours first.
Okay.
Do I get to choose that? Because I think mine is really, kind of a little bit wild. So let's hear yours.
Okay, so I was thinking for Squawks. Now, they might just go with a big name who doesn't have to put in much effort for the flashbang of it all, like Donald Glover as Yoshi, right? And for Squawks, I was like, well, Squawks can talk. Squawks is a parrot, so there's probably going to be a lot of mimicry, a lot of imitation of some of the other characters. So I was kind of thinking who would be a fun impressionist to get in there as Squawks. And I was thinking in terms of like Saturday Night Live and kind of that arena. And I went with somebody probably unconventional, Jay Farrow. Are you familiar with Jay Farrow?
Jay Farrow is very good. Yes, I like Jay Farrow. Really fun comic actor. Definitely never thought of him for Squawks, but that's fun. I didn't think of the impression angle. That's interesting. Who is man? Now I'm trying to think of another impressionist. You go ahead and tell me more about Jay Farrow, and I'll Google him.
No, Jay Farrow is probably one of the best impressionists to come out of SNL in the last 20 years. If not longer.
Yeah.
And I think he could really do a fun take on Squawks without it feeling necessarily like you're just having like the other characters or the other actors just put through this parrot filter. And just unconventional choice maybe, but I believe in it.
I like that. 20 years ago, if we wanted an impressionist, you could have done Dana Carvey. He is the master of disguise.
Yeah, but I have him as Tip Top in the Diddy Kong Racing movie.
Okay. So I was not thinking, Turtle? Yeah. Did you know he was in the turtle suit on 9/11?
I do know. We've had that discussion before, Jeff. We've had that discussion before.
Not on the podcast.
Sure
not on the
did.
podcast. So listen, probably more than once. So I didn't think of Squawks as like, I didn't really think about Squawks too much. That's the answer. I didn't think.
Okay.
If I had thought, like, what is Squawks going to do? I might have thought of that, like, he does the parrot thing and repeats back to you and does impressions. Like, that's a funny angle to take, and I didn't even think what Squawks is going to do. But I was like, who could play Squawks? Let me pick something out of left field and just pick somebody. And for Squawks, I picked Wanda Sykes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That would work.
So Wanda Sykes flies in and is just like telling you the business. Donkey Kong, listen, this is what's going down, but it's Wanda Sykes. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining the beginning of Donkey Kong 64 telling Donkey Kong that all of his friends have been kidnapped, but it's Wanda Sykes, so it's coming off as really abrasive and insulting because Donkey Kong's just doing push-ups. What are you doing, Donkey Kong? Pay attention to the outside world.
Yeah, she'd come up with like a good like a insult. You call him a knucklehead, but it'd be more creative than that, like Barrel Boy. I don't know. Really Kazooie style. She'd do Kazooie style dialogue, but through Squawks' mouth.
She would be a great Kazooie, honestly, if we were casting the wider, rare side of things.
Yeah, maybe that's from Smash Brothers, so maybe it's a tease for Smash Brothers, the movie.
Sure.
So that's what I went with. We had Squawks. Okay.
We had Squawks. All right.
And now it's your turn. It's your turn. We did Squawks.
All right. So we don't have too many other like classic ally Kongs to talk about. There is one from Donkey Kong 64 that we haven't discussed yet, and that is Lanky Kong. Now, do I think Lanky Kong will be in the Donkey Kong movie? I don't know, because I wouldn't have thought some of the characters who have been in the 2 Mario movies would have been in them, but sure enough, there they were. So I went ahead and casted Lanky Kong. Like I said, I'm casting a wide net, not just for actors, but for also characters, because you never know. You never know. So for Lanky Kong, I was thinking somebody who's a bit of a weirdo, somebody who can do a good weirdo, but endearing at the same time. You don't want to be creeped out. Like Jared Leto is a weirdo, but you don't feel good about it. You really want to just get a restraining order. So I wanted to avoid that, and it came down to 2 actors, and I honestly cannot decide which one I like more. Okay? For Lanky Kong, I have Will Forte or Tim Robinson.
Oh. Tim Robinson feels like the Illumination choice right now. Like when let me think. They made a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, which was a little bit like if they had done Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's a cartoon world movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I know of it. So that's good enough.
It's honestly not bad. It's not maybe what people were asking for, but it's a pretty decent film. And Tim Robinson is in there as the cut from the edit ugly version of Sonic the Hedgehog, the CGI ugly right. Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's really funny casting, and I think that hit right at the perfect time in the Tim Robinson rising star moment. I'm not sure if Tim Robinson is gonna still be the guy to reference by the time they make the Mario movie, but if they did, that would be very funny.
You mean the Donkey Kong movie? Good. They made the Mario movie.
What did I say?
You said the Mario movie.
You know, right? Donkey Kong movie. Would you say? All right. Anyway. All right. For Lanky Kong, I wrote Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, that's good. I mean, that's good. Might get a little bit confusing.
It's
with
fine. I don't feel chops. I don't feel. Yeah. Well, they're gonna think they're the same guy. I don't feel like Weird Al is like a very clever pick for Lanky Kong. It feels like, yeah, you thought of that. I'm sure that's been thought of before. I didn't feel clever when I thought of that, but that's what I wrote down.
It would definitely get people excited. It would get people talking. I think Will Forte would have been a good pick in the 2010s had this movie been made then. But I do think Tim.
It's definitely like it does feel like there's an SNL. If you find the right sort of SNL Mad TV goofball, like a who's the one I'm thinking of that was from Mad TV that his name was Will Sasso? Yeah, like someone like that could have been, you know, Lanky Kong. You need someone that's very clownish.
Yes. Yeah, somebody like I said who who's a little bit weird and who can be a little bit unsettling, but ultimately is endearing. In the live stream, Martro says, not Tim Robinson. Apparently, Tim Robinson isn't endearing to Martros.
Well, sorry.
This is who Illumination wants. They're lighting up. They're listening right now, and they've got their little yellow highlighter.
So, you know, when we think about comic actors named Tim, like Tim Robinson, I'm also thinking of like Tim Heidecker. Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
Those guys are weird, right? But, you know, we like that. We like their weirdness. Tim Meadows is a Tim, who's funny.
I had
also
Tim Meadows up for contention for a lot of characters. Ultimately, I did not go with Tim Meadows for anybody.
Sorry, Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
You just shy. Just missed the cut, buddy. That's fine.
All right.
So you picked that, right? You had picked
Lanky.
I am very running out. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many more characters did you cast from this point on?
About
How many
9.
more do you have?
About 9.
Whoa!
Now, some of these characters are so minor, I think we can rattle through them without much discussion. I think they're just more fun little exclamation marks on the whole thing.
Yeah. So, okay.
Actually,
I'm
10.
actually like
10 because it's K. Rool.
Oh, you have more. Yeah. I have to do K. Rool still. I'm trying to think of if there are 10 Donkey Kong characters left that I can name. I'm trying to think of that. I don't have any more characters to say other than King K. Rool. I wanted to say that they'll probably put the song in the movie that goes Bananas. You know that song?
Oh yeah.
They'll probably do that one.
So I was thinking "Shock the Monkey" by Peter Gabriel.
That's good. Brass Monkey, Jungle Love, Jungle Boogie, Welcome to the Jungle, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Oh yeah. Although there aren't really any lions in Donkey Kong. Even the ones that are alluded to are dead.
Do you know the country song Honky Tonk Badonkadonk?
Jeff, I not only know it, I wrote it.
That's true. I forget that you did win that CMU award, or CMT award. What are they called? I don't know. We're talking about songs. For there's gonna be a moment. I wrote the movie, by the way. There's gonna be a moment when Dixie Kong kind of has her moment, and they're gonna play the song "Whip My Hair Back and Forth."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're going to. I wrote it.
You wrote it. It's in there, and it's in the contract. They can't edit that part out.
I wrote it it's actually key to the plot. I made sure that they couldn't cut it because I wrote around that very strongly. So listen, I don't have any more characters to talk about.
Okay,
but other than King K. Rool.
All right.
So here's what I think we should do. I think speed round. You should surprise me with a character. Ask me to improv a suggestion.
All right,
and then tell me who you picked.
All right, that's going to be fun. That's going to be the next 9 characters, apparently. All right.
It's actually it's incredibly anxiety-inducing for me, but let's do it.
Jeff, you're witty. I believe in you, and you wrote a whole Donkey Kong movie. So if you can't muster this, then nobody can.
Well, it is Jeff month, so we'll give it a try. It definitely is.
We celebrate Jeff month in this household. I have a sign out in the front yard. It says, "In this household."
Yeah.
All right. Kitty Kong.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. Actually, I'm gonna say the one that I said for Diddy Kong that you shot down, Gaten Matarazzo.
Okay, all right. I went completely left field of that. For Kitty Kong, I put down Dave Bautista. But
okay,
it's Dave
you're
Bautista
really
doing a baby voice.
You're going for a character here.
Yeah.
This is funny.
Yeah.
I like it. I almost think Kitty Kong could be played by a great, funny, female comic. Like a Kristen Schaal could come in and be like, I'm Kitty Kong.
Shaw.
God damn it. I'm such an idiot. the live stream is throwing out the name Michael Cera. People have said Michael Cera for Diddy Kong, and I don't like it because I think of Michael Cera as low energy. I don't dislike Michael Cera, but I don't view him as like monkey guy energy. Like Diddy Kong's a kid with a lot of he has jetpacks and pop guns. He can't be Michael Cera.
Michael Cera was, I think, my Diddy pick in the 2000s, in the aughts. I have since moved.
When you're just memeing Arrested Development,
Yeah, Jason Bateman is Donkey Kong.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Bluster. Anyway,
I did not cast Bluster Kong in this.
Me neither.
All right. So I went back to. I looked at Bonanza because Bonanza's still new, and I don't know how much they're going to actually draw from Bonanza. But it got me thinking, because they did reference Odyssey although I guess Odyssey's like a decade old at this point, so who knows. But I thought about the character of Pauline in Bonanza, then I thought about the character of Mayor Pauline, representative of just like traditional classic Pauline. I'm not getting down on the side of, are they separate characters? Is the Bonanza Pauline the granddaughter? And we're not getting into that, folks. But I thought, like, we've already seen Pauline as mayor in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, if they do bring in little girl Pauline, she will probably be the daughter or granddaughter of that character. So, for Pauline, I was stuck on this one. Jeff, do you have any ideas for Pauline? Because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, you almost want to go with a pop singer because Pauline's going to be a pop singer.
Yeah.
I thought of Tate McRae, Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
But I also think that most of this generation of top acting talent are also probably talented singers. So like you could really pick any of the, like, not to say that it doesn't matter, but I'm saying like there's a lot of good young actresses that I think could do the role and do the singing.
Yeah. So, okay. I was stuck because Pauline is one of the few fully voice acted characters in the games. And so I couldn't just imprint a existing actor onto a Donkey Kong character and say, yeah, that could work, because I have Pauline just so entrenched in my mind now. So I actually asked our Inner Circle Discord, and March Rose suggested Olivia Rodrigo, and I liked that. Bagan suggested Ji Young Yu from K-pop Demon Hunters. That's hot right now, Jeff. You want to get some of the K-pop Demon Hunters cast in there to appeal to the youth.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard about it.
Yeah.
Is it good? You like this?
I watched it. I enjoyed it. It's not my thing, but I respect it. I respect it.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have the context to pick these ones. This is the other problem is you and I, Hyle, no offense, we're not young.
We're not young, but we keep it tight, and I think that is important because people need to know if we're still sexy. People need to know if they can lust after us.
Just Andre said DK Pop Demon Hunters. Now I'm thinking King K-pop Demon Hunters. Anyways,
right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But then Mayor Pauline, who again exists as a character in the cinematic universe. And what would you say for Mayor Pauline, the adult Pauline that's running around?
Okay. Oh, adult Pauline. Samantha from Sex and the City.
Yeah, I mean, she's in the city. She obviously must have some sex if she's.
I mean,
out.
as an improv, that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
It's maybe not, but hey, sure. Or actually, you know what? Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, well, I went again with the pop star route, but I went slightly older.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
Her whole thing is singing as well.
Slightly older, it's Cher.
I went with Ariana Grande.
Oh, for adult Mare Pauline? Interesting. Yeah, okay.
Because she's still a big name. She was in those Wicked movies.
Yeah. I think she could still play a child if she wanted to voice act a child.
Well, anybody can voice a child, Jeff. You just have to put on this little voice.
Oh, I hate when you do your voices. My brain thinks of Mare Pauline as like roughly of the like age and stature of like a Jennifer Aniston. Okay. And then you throw out Ariana Grande and I'm like, no, Ariana Grande plays the little girl Pauline, but maybe, I don't know. But also I don't know how old she is. In my head, she's like a kid she's on the Dan Schneider shows on Nickelodeon.
Oh no.
Actually, is it Schneider?
It doesn't really matter because we're not casting that guy. Yeah. All right. Maybe in the Platonic movie because they're all about feet, but not
now. The Donkey Kong feet have opposable thumbs, and do you think that he'd oppose that? I don't think he would.
I think he would like his banana peeled from the other end with those.
Hey, that's a good burger. I don't know. Okay, stop.
All right, Jeff. I was thinking about the arcade era then, and I was thinking, well, there's also Stanley the Bugman. And, like, Foreman Spike had a small role in the Super Mario Brothers movie, so why not Stanley the Bugman, Jeff? Why not?
Why not Stanley the Bugman? I've never thought about Stanley the Bugman, actually, like, at all. So, who's going to voice him? Who's going to voice Stanley the Bugman? Richard Ayoade.
Okay, all right. I put Danny DeVito.
Oh, okay. So you gotta, okay, because he's like a bug man. All right, I have to get my guy's too. My guy was way too high class. I gotta think of a I gotta think of a buggier man.
He's like
Patton Oswalt.
Okay, yeah,
is buggier.
Not necessarily insect like qualities, just so much as I could see Danny DeVito being all about like blasting some bugs.
Yeah, like a guy who would be like an exterminator you call to your house.
Yeah, and Danny DeVito shows
Richard Ayoade is not that.
No.
Sorry, Rich.
Traveler of the Stars says 100% Danny DeVito is Wario. Well, you know what? We got to him first. I'm sorry. We cast him as Stanley the Bugman.
Hey, Wario. You're stuck.
All right. So,
all right. What's
Jeff,
next?
You're going to hate me for this one. Ghastly King.
I've never known less about what a casting would be for like what is his voice? What is his thing? I'm gonna go. Ooh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna get really left field with you. You're gonna hate it. Okay. Do you want to hear this?
I love nothing more
and this is gonna be heavily modulated through computer effects. It's gonna be a voice layered on top of itself. There's some eldritch like alien qualities to it, and it's Jodie Foster.
Okay, all right, sure.
I don't know, just an idea, just one idea.
You know what? We got to get Jodie Foster in there somewhere,
right? I haven't even found a spot for Hathaway. What would you pick?
Daniel Day Kim as Ghastly King.
Okay.
Daniel Day Kim, he's kind of having a moment right now. He's kind of blowing up. He was also in K-pop Demon Hunters, so the kids love him. But also, he does a good job when necessary at bringing menace and malice. And Ghastly King is like this almost demonic figure. So I went with Daniel Day Kim. I don't think Ghastly King would have much of a role, but he could be like a wart. He's in there for maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never thought about the Ghastly King. I've never thought about him having a voice. Mm-hmm. So that's why I want Jodie Foster to be in the movie.
Well, maybe you'll want to hold on to Jodie Foster for our next character.
Oh.
Tiki Tong.
Oh, Tiki Tong.
Tiki Tong.
No. Okay. Now this is where we get De Niro. Tiki Tong. Wow. Whew. What is his personality? I'm trying to even picture what I could do. What would he do in a movie? Wow. Okay. Tiki Tong. I'm really coming up blank.
All right, you want to hear mine?
Yeah, hit me with yours.
Benicio del Toro.
Oh, that's really good. I like that. My brain was about to say Jeff Goldblum.
I did not cast Jeff Goldblum in anything, and I feel shamed.
No, but like now, picture Tiki Tong suddenly with the delivery and mannerisms, and of Goldblum, and he's like trying to explain, like, as it were, Goldbluming it. I could see it. That's a take. Mm-hmm. That's not like me trying to think of what Tiki Tong is like. That's me trying to be like, let's make Tiki Tong like this. And that's, it's a take.
Once upon a time, I could see Christopher Walken as Tiki Tong, but I don't know. There's something shady. There's something off about Christopher Walken. I mean, Natalie Wood.
What did he do? What did he do? What tell me. This is the first time hearing about Natalie Wood. What happened to her? Is she okay?
Natalie Wood drowned decades ago, and Christopher Walken was on the boat.
Did she make it?
No.
Did she make it?
She drowned, Jeff. No. I don't need to elaborate. She died, and Christopher Walken was at the scene of her death. And there's so. Would you say that? So wood all of a sudden wood doesn't float? All right. No, and I don't think Christopher Walken should voice a big floating piece of wood.
How about Oh, is he dead? He must be, right? Oh no, I was gonna say Shatner. Shatner's dead?
Shatner's
isn't he?
Alive, but he's super old.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's super old, but so is Walken. Let's see. Shatner.
Yeah, I'm not saying Christopher Walken. I'm holding him up as a suspect here. I don't think he should be cast in the Donkey Kong movie.
Oh my God. Shatner's alive.
You're so disappointed.
No. I'm relieved. I'm genuinely like exhaling. Guys, listen. Shatner's alive.
Nobody sneeze around William Shatner, please.
So there's a scene in a villain's bar. There's like a shady villain's bar, and you've got who did we say is this? This is Tiki Tong?
Tiki Tong.
We've got Shatner as Tiki Tong, and you've got Nimoy as Ghastly King. Wait, is Nimoy dead?
Nimoy's dead. Nimoy's been dead for years.
Fuck! Oh my God. What about is Christopher Lloyd alive?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Pope Francis? How's he doing? I haven't checked my phone today. I don't know. All right, listen. We do you have more? We're gonna get to K. Rool. Do we save K. Rool for the end? Do you have more?
We're saving K. Rool for the end. Okay. I do have the other villains really quick. So Lord Frederick, I did not cast. But in the live stream, I saw TJ say Keith David would be a great Tiki Tong. I'm going to say Keith David is Lord Frederick.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to get left field with Lord Frederick, and I'm going to say Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, okay. Because, yeah.
You're getting Nordic, Nordic connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he'd throw himself into the role. Really method. He would find a magic horn that can create eternal ice over the Sea of Thieves. Yeah.
You don't think Stellan probably could do it?
Yeah. No, he could. Who's the one? God, my brain is so fried right now. I've been working like 60 plus hours a week. Who's the Lord of the Rings guy that broke his foot while filming? And he's the guy, him, super big actor,
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen as
Lord Frederick.
No, Chum Chucker Charlie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Monica. Wait, we'll get I already said it. Jennifer Aniston. Let's get Monica in there. All right. Courtney Cox Arquette. Monica. All right. Okay.
Actually, she and David Arquette have separated.
Oh, but did she drop the name? Is she just going by Courtney?
Pretty sure Cox she's just again? Courtney Cox now. Yeah.
I didn't check my phone today. Sorry.
But she's Cobb.
Copcox. Okay. Who did you cast as Copcock?
I didn't actually cast Copcock.
Well, this is what you were saving Jodie Foster for.
So the only 3 characters I have left besides K. Rool are the Void Co. trio. And I'll just say them really quickly because we have to get you on your date, Jeff.
Sure.
So for Void Kong, I put Ronnie Cheng. Ronnie Cheng.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He can do the kind of gross, greedy role really well. For Poppy Kong, I put Scarlett Johansson.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Or I would maybe even like a Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, yeah, she could do it. You know, like a sex symbol from maybe like 20 years ago, but still bringing that kind of like sultry personality. Kind of.
She got a great voice, and does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Mila Kunis, I like that. And for Grumpy Kong, I put Nick Offerman.
Yeah, that's a little. That's an Illumination pick. I like it. Okay, well, I have to think of it. I just said Mila Kunis, so let's just go with that for Poppy. For Void, I said that he didn't make the cut a couple of times, but I'm going to throw out Nick Kroll. Get Nick Kroll in there as Void Kong.
Yeah, because he's a gross little creep.
He is a little goblin on a hover platform. He's got a magic remote control. What was he? Oh yeah, Grumpy Kong. Okay, who could be? I'm trying to. I like Nick Offerman, but now I'm like, I have to think of something else. John Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah. Again, if this was maybe 20 years ago,
he's
Goodman
up there. He's getting
the obvious choice.
He's getting to the age.
But
sure.
no, but I mean, like, I think John Goodman would have been an it choice, like coming off of like Lebowski and.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and he did a lot of big. I mean, he was in the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
He was in the Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
So that was his moment to be the Hollywood name for animated voice roles. But yeah, no, that's it then? We're gonna go to King K. Rool?
King K. Rool's last.
All right.
Jeff, who would you cast?
Well, somebody already said it as Lord Frederick, and you called out their say, but I had a lot of names, and a lot of names that other people have said, and I don't want to say all those names because I don't want to spoil what you might say. I want you to say yours, and then we might talk some of the other names. But I like Keith David. Yeah, King K. Rool, Keith David.
I
don't know if Illumination would pick him because
yes.
He certainly doesn't have the modern cachet of a name like a Jack Black, or of that pop relevance, zeitgeist relevance that you might want with not stunt casting, but pop casting. So I don't know, but he would do the role greatly. I just don't know if he'd be their pick.
Again, this isn't necessarily about who would do the role the best. This is who would make the most buzz from a Nintendo Direct. And that's why, like, I thought Keith David would work better as a Lord Frederick, somebody who's really not going to be the focal point villain.
You're right. There's certain great actors that would be awesome, like a Clancy Brown, Keith David.
Yeah, Clancy Brown. But again,
that I just don't think that they hit that marketing name. Yeah, for this context. So yeah, who'd you pick?
Well, that's why I went with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yo, okay. So, who are the names that everyone's always throwing out? I hear a lot, I've heard Matt Berry. I think some number of years ago, a Tim Curry would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm. He's mostly retired. He does still do voice acting, but since his stroke, he's kind of scaled back.
Yeah, I don't think that he's on the table anymore. Some people in our Discord talking about like a Wayne Knight. I've heard Jermaine Clement.
Yep.
Which I like.
I like that one. Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, though. Wow.
He can do the sinister,
That's something.
imposing voice. He was Smaug in that Hobbit movie. He was the Grinch in that Grinch movie.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was, huh?
Yeah, the animated
Nobody saw
one,
it.
not the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the voice of Jim Carrey in the Grinch.
So yeah, I'm outing myself as a Cumberbitch, but there you go.
Hey, Jim Carrey is Lanky Kong.
That would have been the obvious choice, but I think Jim Carrey is almost retired, right?
Yeah.
After the Sonic movies?
Unless they give him, like, aside from getting paid enough to do a Sonic movie, he's retired.
Yeah, that's why I didn't actually cast Jim Carrey, because again, I was trying to keep this as realistic as possible.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I really like the Keith David pick, but I don't see it as the Illumination pick. So now I'm trying to think of, like, is there another Illumination pick? Benedict is one of those type of picks. That's a great answer. Is there like a Jason Momoa or something? I don't know. I don't have it. But yeah, Benedict is good. Well, yeah. We've been on a journey here on the casting couch. We learned how to open the banana from the correct end.
Yeah.
I think there's only one thing left, Hyle. There's like one obvious thing we haven't done.
Let's take calls. I'm sorry.
Let's take the calls.
All right.
We have to take the calls. Now, some of you, this might be your first episode of the Kongversation podcast. I'm going to do a little thing. I actually suggested it, is my idea. What if we took calls?
Yeah.
People can call in at the hotline. Hyle will tell you what the hotline is. It's these numbers. Sam?
1-202-630-VINE. That's 8463 on your telephone.
Yes. Cell phone wise. Call the number. You can leave a call. I love the calls, and we're going to do that right now. And then I have to go.
Jeff's idea. Let's play the first call.
Hey guys, Angry Ancestor here. Happy birthday to you both. I can't believe you have the same birthday. I can't believe you guys don't talk about this enough. I mean, that's just crazy. We're fan casting the Donkey Kong movie that may or may not happen. There's the DK Vine forum topic years ago, before they even revealed the cast for the Mario movie. And we were doing the same thing, and we were throwing like off the wall suggestions of Hollywood A-listers, and now it's becoming a reality, which is insane. I don't remember my picks, but I do remember I picked Seth Rogen for Funky Kong, so I got half that right. Donkey Kong's name is half Kong, and Funky Kong's name is half Kong, so that's what I meant by that. And I think I had Kevin Hart for Lanky Kong. And he's actually worked with Illumination, so it works better than I even realized at the time. And what is Kevin Hart if not a fucking clown? But yeah, I don't remember my other ones, but I'll throw out a couple more suggestions. Tom Holland and Zendaya for Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, respectively. They're married in real life. I think that would be a fun idea. They would have chemistry, and they take on roles of varying quality to begin with. So, and then my last pick for Pauline, I think Ariana Grande would be good. She could obviously perform a song that would do incredibly well. She's super famous, and she has a lot of vocal range, so she could voice either young Pauline and or adult Pauline. And I actually think that the movie is going to start off in New York, and DK and Pauline will team up, and she'll get de-aged by Boyd Kong or K. Rool or whatever. So those are my picks. Excited to hear yours. Goodbye, and happy birthday.
Thank you for the call, Angry Ancestor. Jeff, I don't know. It seems like my picks are in the zeitgeist. Wow.
And I complimented you on saying stuff that I wasn't going to think of. And then it turns out everyone is thinking of what you're thinking of. So, maybe I'm an idiot.
Well, I'll sully myself a little bit here, because Angry Ancestor was talking about like past castings that actually wound up being cast as Mario characters. You had Charlie Day as Diddy, which I do like that choice. That's a fun choice. But I shamefully, once upon a time, suggested Chris Pratt as Donkey Kong. Now, this was like Parks and Rec era Chris Pratt, okay? This was before he became the A-list Hollywood shithead that everyone reviles today. So, in my defense, I was not casting modern-day Chris Pratt as Donkey Kong. I was thinking in terms of lovable oaf Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Chris Pratt. It's funny how many like comedian goofball guys have like tried to turn the direction of like the MCU action star and to varying success. I mean, Chris Pratt's successful, but obviously we don't like him as much now. But like Paul Rudd did that, and we still like Paul Rudd. I think Kumail Nanjiani, we still like Kumail. Probably. Do we? I don't know. What are we talking about? Oh, when Kevin Hart came up, I wanted to say I met Kevin Hart. I was in Philadelphia, and I was going to go up the steps of the museum where Rocky runs when Rocky runs in the film Rocky in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Sly and the Family Stallone. And
can I say when I was a kid, I was so confused by the band Sly and the Family Stone because I thought Sylvester Stallone was in a band when he was young, like the Jackson 5.
No, he's just in that movie with Dolly Parton. That's a good movie though. But so listen, Kevin Hart, I'm going to go check out these stairs. My friend is like, there's traffic coming, and so my friend is like, oh, I gotta go. So they jaywalked, and I'm like, I see traffic. I hesitated too much. I better go to the crosswalk. So I go to the crosswalk, and I waited for it to turn. And while I'm waiting, a man in a hoodie comes jogging with like a bodyguard also in a hoodie. And I look, and they stop at the crosswalk waiting with me. They're like waiting for the light, and it's Kevin Hart. And I'm with my friend Andrew, and Andrew looks at me. He's like, is that Kevin Hart? And I was like, yeah, it is. But I wasn't going to say anything. But then Andrew is like, hey, Kevin. So he's like, my friend did a comedy show in Detroit with you last week. And he had a friend. I don't know this guy. And he's like, oh, who's your friend? And he's like, yeah. And then Kevin Hart shook my hand and shook Andrew's hand. Then the light turned and he jogged across. He jogged right up the Rocky steps and front of all the tourists, and then jogged away. He knew what he was doing. And then we got back over. My other friend, who was a jaywalker, a scummy jaywalker, was like, you guys aren't gonna believe who I just saw run up the Rocky steps. And I was like, well, I shook their hand. And anyway, for all of that reason, I wouldn't cast him as anyone in the Donkey Kong movie, but he seems nice.
That's a better story than the time I met Tony Shalhoub. You shot his head off and it grew right back at the pawn shop. No, I was.
You guys remember Men in Black?
I remember that. No, I was stuck in gridlocked LA traffic on the freeway, and I turned my head, and the car next to me driving was Tony Shalhoub, and we just kind of looked at each other like, "What are you gonna do?"
He looked at you and he's like, "Hey, that's Hyle Russell." You've told me that story before, and I forgot about it because it's not really a story.
It's not a story at all. But I like to break out my Tony Shalhoub story every time one of my relatives is watching Monk.
One time I robbed Dimitri Martin. I can't tell it on the podcast. We don't have the time. Let's go to the next call.
Yes, let's go. All right. I hope it's Tony Shalhoub. Honestly, I really do.
Could be.
Hey,
the hotline's open.
Let's go.
Hello, Jeff. Hello, Hyle, the newest Illumination casting directors. I'm Carl Next, and I'm presenting my concept for the casting of the Donkey Kong movie. And hopefully it could, with this casting, achieve the true purpose of any piece of art, which is to make $1 billion at the box office. It's not an exhaustive list. These are just the characters I have something interesting to say about. If you want to add something else for Tiny Kong, go ahead. But Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, we're not changing them for the Mario movie. I think that made $1 billion, so that means it's 100% perfect and shouldn't be changed. Arbison, we can direct him to sound older, but otherwise, don't touch it. Diddy Kong did have a role, but that was by Eric Bowser, who's a voice actor, which is disgusting. It needs to be a celebrity. I think Michael Cera might fit for this. It's a kind of nervous energy, which isn't always what Diddy Kong is. But I feel like in this movie, he might be a bit insecure and is like trying to live up to be a hero, kind of like the first game. So I think Cera fits for that. There's a lot of people who want Kristen Schaal for Dixie Kong, and I think I'm one of them now. I've been convinced. I think she has a good energy, specifically for like a younger female character. I think Schaal and Sarah could end up playing off each other in a fun way. Funky Kong, I think, definitely going to have some sort of role in this just because of the meme factor. Jamie Foxx, I think, a good fit for this. He has enough like coolness that, which is I think how they'd want to take Funky, like portraying him as cool. He might be able to do a sort of surfer dude pastiche as well. I also think they might kind of take it like Knuckles, where it's like they try to like black coat him a little bit because, we are casting for Illumination directors. So like there is going to be a cynical sort of push for diversity, at least in a very hollow sense. Linky Kong, I don't know if Linky Kong's going to be here, but there's a meme factor, so he might. I think Josh Gad could be good for this. I feel like Linky Kong should be kind of offbeat and awkward. And I think Olaf is a good model to aim here for Illumination, of course, who want to make as family friendly as possible. Candy Kong, who knows how they're going to take her character. I'm picking Sandra Huller just because she was in a big movie recently, and I think it would be kind of funny. But like big deal here, like King K. Rool. I think K. Rool's voice should be Bandit Campbell, who voiced in the TV show. Now, I get that's a big push for us here at Illumination. Normally don't know who Bandit Campbell is. We should get a bigger person for the villain, right? Well, consider the Sonic movies. Tails is voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy in the movies, who voices Tails rather in the games. And normally don't know who that is, but it's okay. The Sonic movies are still doing well because they have enough big celebrities to sort of buoy that, and people like Tails' performance. I think the same thing could be here for Bandit Campbell. Also, as we know from Bonanza and Smash Brothers and like Return to Crocodile Isle, the King K. Rool fan base is extremely loud. They're going to freak out, and they're going to give us so much free promotion for this movie if Bandit Campbell's cast. Also, he's a small-time Canadian actor. He's not going to ask for that much to be paid. So that's a really good bonus. So those are the big ones. These characters might not be in the movie, but I think these are absolutely indisputable choices if they are. Void Kong, I think Kira Kong should play that, that's just who he is. And Kitty Kong should be played by Josh Brolin. Thanks for taking the call.
Well, thank you for the call. I got excited. I thought this caller was going to agree with me again when they said Benedict, and I was like, yeah. But then they said Campbell and not Cumberbatch, and I felt quite the fool.
Who? I don't know this one. I don't know that guy.
Voiced K. Rool.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I like that the cartoon has fans, but they're not going to get the cartoon yet. Yeah. And also, you said he's a cheap Canadian, but that means he's in a union. We don't have time. So listen, it's just not going to work. We can't do cartoon guys. This is why Diddy Kong has to be. Diddy Kong has to be a Tom Holland or a Michael Cera or a Gaten Matarazzo. He's not going to be Eric Bauza.
He's not.
Eric. Just like the first Hulk movie, they had to get rid of Eric Bauza and get Mark Ruffalo in there.
Yeah. And look, the Sonic movies did one thing, yes, but this is Illumination. As much as I would love Donkey Kong palling around with Marsden, what's his name?
Yeah, can we get James Marsden in this one?
Yeah.
Can he be a police officer?
Everybody loves James Marsden. I would love to make him an honorary Kong, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and the cops. No.
Yeah, and
thank you for the call, though.
Thank you for the call, but yeah, different unions. There's a lot to consider when hiring Canadian actors. So
if we're getting a Canadian actor, we want Ryan Stiles. He's Canadian, right?
Rick Moranis, come out of retirement.
Hey, actually, Mike Myers play everybody.
Oh shit! Rick Moranis would have made a great Professor Chops back in the day.
Oh, like if you're thinking of like Donkey Kong Country, the movie as made by, wait, who made Ghostbusters?
Columbia.
I'm losing my.
But yeah,
no, like the director.
You mean like the SCTV staple, or like the second?
Yeah,
series?
Get like get Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Rick Moranis, and then we'd make a Donkey Kong Country movie. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Or even God, who's the director? I'm thinking, who directed Ghostbusters?
Oh, Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman. So yeah, if we did like a Reitman circa the 90s, you get like a Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. I don't know.
Danny DeVito, anyway. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Cuff and Clout from Donkey Kong Country 3.
Oh, I did say Sly Stallone as Crusher, and then I almost said Schwarzenegger as Clump. Like, it's a fun, pair.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Third call?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go to the other tab. Third call. Let's do it.
Hello, Hyle and Jeff. This is TJ calling in to discuss the potential casting of a future Donkey Kong movie. So, first off, I want to start off with something. I want to say, back when you guys addressed the Funky Kong sketch in Saturday Night Live that starred Kenan Thompson, you guys did address the uncomfortable topic of casting African American people as, primates, apes, or monkeys in projects like these, because it's a difficult topic to talk about and it's very awkward. But I wanted to thank you guys for addressing it then and doing it as tastefully as you did, for a couple of reasons. One, as an African American myself, those are conversations I have to think about when I choose how much of this brand I choose to represent myself when I wear DK stuff or when I, dress up my cubicle with DK stuff. But two, because that conversation probably does come up in casting like this. For example, just to get into my casting, Diddy and Dixie, my thoughts were for Tom Holland and Zendaya. And, I think both of them are very, very likely. Tom Holland is no stranger to modern-day movies like this. Zendaya is no stranger to modern-day movies like this. I think getting both of them, that might be a little greedy, but either one of them, either Tom Holland as Diddy or Zendaya as Dixie, I think that's almost a surefire bet. And, you guys talked about this last time, how do you decide which African Americans should... Okay, I made my point, I feel like. Thank you guys for addressing as tastefully as you did last time, and those are the two picks I'd choose. Tom Holland as Diddy and Zendaya as Dixie.
Well, thank you for the call, TJ. Also here with us in live stream as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Great input on the call. It is a tricky subject, right? And I don't envy the casting, whoever will have to do these decisions, because I think that some of the most talented and qualified people for these roles that have the greatest acting personality that might fit the character sometimes, it might sometimes be an African American that calls that into question, and it makes you question whether, what is appropriate. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
It's I do not actually envy those who will actually be casting this movie, and it was frustrating for me. I was having stress about it doing our little bullshit podcast where there are actually no consequences or stakes to this, because I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Oh, but I'm overlooking some great actors now. And yeah, it really just, it sucks that we as a species are still just so fucking backwards, and this is still a thing. And TJ, I'm sorry you have to deal with that as a fan of this property. Yeah.
I
don't really have anything to say.
I had suggested for Diddy Kong Gaten Matarazzo, but I also thought of another Stranger Things kid, and I mean that in the literal sense, not the fake sense. So this is a kid on Stranger Things. Caleb McLaughlin was an actor on the Stranger Things franchise. I think he'd be a good Diddy Kong. I've seen him on interviews. I've seen him on some of the late night shows. Probably would be a great Diddy Kong. But then you start to have those questions of that. I don't know. I don't know if there's like a good answer. Like Kenan did it, and Kenan feels like he's in on the joke. Like this is just an absurdity on a SNL sketch. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where's the line if someone can own it. Do you just not address it and you just, I'm not sure. It's not really for me to decide.
That's what we said on the episode. Ultimately, we are the wrong people to make that judgment call. But I do appreciate that TJ is on the Holland and Zendaya train.
Everyone is. God.
We're building momentum. We're going to make this happen. And it's going to be so fucking cute because they're married in real life. All right. Let's play our fourth call.
Fine.
If we get another call that suggests this, I am going to be just over the moon, like Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong were at the end of Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Hello, DK Biden. I'm Red Shuttle on various social medias. I'm listening ever since ever since the hype cycle for Bonanza. Yeah. But before I share my casting idea, I want to talk about an anecdote I had where at a daycare volunteer at. I heard a couple kids talking about the Mario Galaxy movie, and I think one of the kids thought Wart was King K. Rool. So I guess that kind of shows how much K. Rool's risen in providence over the past couple of years. I guess might as well fan cast him. I guess I'll go with Joe Magliano, who plays Crocodile in live action One Piece, who is a pirate, who is also a pirate named Crocodile, so I think that'd be fitting. So yeah.
Well, thank you for the call. It's funny. I like that kids are mistaking Wart for King K. Rool. That makes me happy, even as somebody who does like the character of Wart, because I'm old. I like King K. Rool even more, so it's still validating. It doesn't make me feel like an ancient piece of shit. But yeah, that's a good casting call. I don't know if they're high profile enough for K. Rool, like on the par of a Jack Black, but I do appreciate the idea.
You know, I like Joe Manganiello. What about like Joe Manganiello as like Clubba?
Yeah, we gotta cast some of these ancillary Kremlings, and I really like Beyonce as Calypso.
Like Kay Lumsey?
Kay Lumsey?
Beyonce's Calypso? Who's gonna be Kay Lumsey? I'm thinking of get Bobcat in there. He can be in.
Yeah, who would be a good Kay Lumsey? Let us know in the chat who would be a good Kay Lumsey. We got to take this fifth call because Jeff has a date. And Jeff, please ask your date who would make a good Kay Lumsey in the Donkey Kong movie, and report back to us.
Yeah, I will make sure to do that. Okay.
All right.
Call number 5.
What's up, DK Vine? It's Jackson Kong calling into my dream episode. That's right, I called in twice at the Mario Galaxy one, hoping you guys would do casting for a DK movie. And what do you know, it was a week later. It was like a dream come true. But just like you guys are going to get some predictions in there before it comes out, I wanted to call my shot as well. But first I wanted to mention, I've been doing this for a little bit. For the original Mario movie, I did my own fan casting. And I'd like to think I actually got pretty close with Yoshi. I guess Meg the Stallion would be Yoshi! And so, hey, I mean, we got Dixie Kong. I don't really know if Meg would play Dixie Kong, but you know what? Dixie Kong, let's go with Keke Palmer. I wanted to throw 2 out there. Keke Palmer, that'd be like my preferred one. I mean, she's fun. She's got like this funky voice. But maybe a more likely one, McKenna Grace. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but if you've been to the movie theater in the past year or two, you've probably seen a movie with her in it. She's this blonde girl that's like probably early 20s. So maybe if they're going a bit younger, they might go with her. She's just like in everything. It's ridiculous. I don't particularly like her, but yeah. For Diddy Kong, I wanted to actually pick Pete Davidson. You may know him from a lot of things, dating Kim Kardashian, yada yada, but he voice acted actually the villain in the Dogman movie, which I actually really liked. And when I thought of that, I was like, you know what? Maybe he could similarly do a Keke Palmer, have kind of that spunky energy a little bit. That's kind of what the character in Dogman's like that he plays. It's like a villain. It's like, so I don't know. Maybe Diddy could be something like that. I don't know. But I'm trying to pick something random and ridiculous, but also kind of on the money for what they do. So my last casting is going to be, if they do King K. Rool, I want to throw out the idea of Coleman Domingo as King K. Rool. Coleman Domingo has a very unique voice. It's really cool. And I think they might be looking for something like that to be K. Rool. It might be a little bit different from what has been established for K. Rool in the past, but Coleman Domingo is my pick. And again, if you don't know what he's been in, well, he's going to be in that Michael Jackson movie. So if you've seen that, he was the dad in that. But yeah, love DK Vine, love movies. This is a dream. So excited to hear your picks.
Well, thank you for the call. Yeah, Coleman Domingo was on my shortlist for K. Rool, honestly. I ultimately didn't go with him, but yeah, I do like that. I could see him doing that role really well.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I like that pick. I struggle when the calls are 3 minutes long to then remember to comment on
Pete
everything.
Davidson.
What? So Pete Davidson? Oh, listen, okay. You might not know this. Might not know this. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
I famously don't like that guy.
Jeff
you know,
and him have been in a feud now for several years.
But if we're going to stunt cast, how about Pete Davidson, Diddy Kong, Ariana Grande, Dixie Kong, get them back together,
Oh, yeah.
reunite the band.
Well,
or Kim K.
Doesn't he have like a famously huge penis? So I'm thinking Kay
Well-
Lindsay, who would have the biggest penis of any Kremling.
I think Ariana told everyone he had a big penis. I don't know.
Are we measuring
I'll believe
length
it.
or thickness, like girth?
I don't know. It depends on, well, you're supposed to peel it from the other end, but yeah, Pete Davidson, he's fine. I think that he can do like somebody in the movie. But I'm not gonna make him a important one. Like, he can't be Diddy Kong. I'm sorry. Maybe he could be Posh Ramby, but he can't be Diddy Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just a fact. Also, you said that us doing this episode is your dream come true. So I thought, hey, I'll tell you one of my dreams. I had a dream the other day, a while back, where I invented it's like a hot dog but thinner, and it was deep fried, and they came in different flavors, and it was taken off. Every restaurant had one. It was like the new chicken sandwich. So anyway, dreams can come true. We'll figure them out.
I think I
thank you
hate
for the
that
call.
dream more than I hate Pete Davidson.
No, yeah, his is probably not thinner than a hot dog. It's probably
It's probably been deep fried at this point, though, metaphorically speaking. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We got another call though. Hey, he was on the Dogman movie. I was at the movies once, and they had, at the same time they were showing Dogman, they were also showing the latest Wolfman. And they had the posters next to each other, framed down the wall, the posters, and it was like Dogman, Wolfman. And I was like, this is a weird double feature. But anyway, we do have, are we on number 5 for calls?
Is that 5 or is it 6?
Was that 5?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I legitimately have lost track because
yeah, that was 5. That was
okay.
5. I have not opened this link yet. We're on 6.
I was thinking about Pete Davidson's massive hog, and I don't know. I just lost all professionalism.
Dude, wake me up when him and Jost get the cruise ship going, or whatever the hell, the ferry boat. They haven't even got it going. That was years ago by now. All right. Call number 6.
Colin Joe says Xana. No, call number 6.
Hello, Hyle. Hello, Jeff. This is Eric here, forum member. I think it was last Kremling of Krypton. Haven't been on the forum in a while. Haven't honestly listened to the podcast in a while, probably because I didn't get much time to finish Bonanza last year, but I'm going to get back to that, back to calling on the podcast. I wanted to throw my hat in the ring with one of the casting choices. Not for the Kongs, though, for K. Rool. Honestly, it also stemmed from the podcast, as weird as it is. I think it was the Diddy Kong pilot episode. I think you had Cameron on, and then it's that weird story with K. Rool and like the dog genie. The way he read K. Rool is kind of a little southerny, honestly, kind of southern lawyer sort of. And then I thought John Goodman. It kind of sounded like a John Goodman impression. So honestly, in my head, all these years, they were talking about the Mario movie. DK was in the movie. Eventually, they're gonna make the movie. It's been in my head all these years. Got to get John Goodman as K. Rool. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you for the call, Eric. Welcome back. And John Goodman. People keep bringing up John Goodman now. Maybe there's something to John Goodman in the Donkey Kong movie.
I like John Goodman. I think that John Goodman, honestly, he has the of that could fit a lot of Donkey Kong universe characters. Big, yeah, he could be Grumpy, he could be Chunky, he could be King K. Rool.
Traveler of the Star says Brothers Bear.
A Brothers Bear, yeah, definitely. But I wonder, yeah, is he like how active is John Goodman still in 2026? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Probably more active than Shatner is, and Shatner's still getting around. Shatner's still doing the convention circuit. I think, was it Bayan that said they just saw Shatner last week running up the steps of the
serious
Rocky.
about. Yeah, he was running up the steps of the Rocky Mountains. I wasn't seriously suggesting Shatner, but yeah, no, they're all. What was the rest of the call? Was there another? There was Goodman.
Was Goodman as K. Rool.
That was yeah. And you mentioned the Southern lawyer element of King K. Rool. That could be an interesting angle for K. Rool. Like King K. Rool on the scene. He's like, I do declare. I don't know. I've never thought of that.
Now I'm thinking about was it McConaughey and the Lincoln lawyer?
Yeah. He's all right.
We know McConaughey loves AI, and he wants AI to tell him what to do. So maybe he builds Chaos the robot.
So okay, Crusher and Clump is McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. I don't know. All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you for the call. All right. Call number 7.
7. I'm opening it now.
Hello, this is Casey and Alex. We've been hotly debating what our fan cast is for the upcoming Donkey Kong feature film. We've been sort of concocting a bit of a plot synopsis alongside our casting in order to kind of introduce the characters, explain who's here. About sort of a little bit about our methodology here. We wanted to make sure we had a good mix of people who would be kind of funny, entertaining ideas and like really, really stupid crap. So that was kind of what we were getting at here. We wanted to include a lot of comedic actors. That's kind of who they like casting for these movies. A lot of sort of Adult Swim types. I believe Alex described it as like people your older brother thinks are funny. So we include a lot of those kind of actors.
Yeah, a few just for shock value.
Certainly, yeah. Stuff that gets people posting these like screenshots on Twitter, and then after the Nintendo Direct where they announce all the cast members, because that's this movie's marketing budget, right? So we wanted to go through the plot synopsis here. So we open Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, played by Tom Holland. They discover their banana horde has been stolen by a mysterious group. One of these mysterious creatures kind of came late, sort of a comic relief kind of villain here. That is Very Naughty, played by Tim Robinson. The Kongs interrogate him. They learn everything he knows. They learn that King K. Rool is behind this. They go to the only person they know, Cranky Kong, who we obviously saw in the first Mario film. Cranky Kong tells sort of a flashback.
And then we get to cut to young Cranky Kong, still voiced by Fred Armisen, but he's at the telling story about him in the Prospect Park Zoo.
There was a crocodile who was also there at the zoo. They escaped and were transported to this other world.
With Donkey Kong Jr., who is voiced by...
Garo Miyamoto doing baby noises into a microphone. That's their Stan Lee moment. So after this, they learn that King K. Rool is still in the banana horde. They go on sort of a road trip comedy in order to reach K. Rool. They enlist the help of some fellow Kongs. We have Dixie Kong, played by Sarah Silverman.
Lanky Kong by Hannibal Buress.
And they meet some eccentric allies. Funky Kong, they already did the casting for that one. That one's Kenan Thompson. That's locked in. You know they would go for that.
And, of course, you have Swanky Kong, played by Jimmy Fallon.
Played by Jimmy Fallon, of course. And DK falls in love with Candy Kong, played by Sabrina Carpenter. At the end of the film, the Kong confronts King K. Rool, played by Eric Andre, in a climactic battle. And in the post-credit scene, we see some ancient ruins and some trucks and...
Oh, they hit the 3-minute mark and cut off. So we didn't get the whole screenplay of their Donkey Kong movie. Jeff, you have some competition.
Yeah, but they're gonna like mine because I do. My dad is in charge of Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. You're a nepo baby.
That's
for
how
sure.
That's how you get in. You just have to work hard and have your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there's some interesting ones in there. Eric Andre, Hannibal Buress, good names that we haven't thrown out I don't know, I wouldn't have Eric Andre as like K. Rool probably needs a little bit more A-list of a name.
Yeah.
I said Keith David, and I agree that that's not it either. But like, yeah, Eric Andre's great though. Yeah, some great names thrown out there. They also said Tom Holland, like you did.
Yeah, they didn't say Zendaya though. They kept that off the table.
It was coming.
But Sabrina Carpenter as Candy Kong. I think we brought up Sabrina Carpenter before as a possibility. Yeah. I think that's our first buddy duo call in history. In the entire 13 plus
Double Trouble.
Double Trouble right there. Yeah. So
Tag Barrel. That's awesome.
Thank you for the call.
We love that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that it cut off before they said the whole movie, because then Illumination wouldn't be able to use their screenplay. So now it's still actually on the table. They can consider it. And it hasn't been legally prohibited.
Call us again and pitch us the Bumper the Badger movie.
Yeah.
I want to hear your pitch.
Yeah, you know it's been in loose talks. Maybe that would be a Peacock series.
I think the Bumper the Badger movie has been in development hell. Guillermo del Toro was so close.
All right. It's funny when you know how many movies he's attempted to make that went into development hell. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
All right.
He tried and he had to turn it into The Shape of Water. All right, we're moving on.
One more call, Jeff.
Let's do it.
Hello, DK Vine. This is Traveler of the Stars calling in about the DK movie fan casting. Hyle, I hope you're doing great as you always look. You always inspire me to be a better person each and every day. And Jeff, you've been on my mind. I hope your rash, I forget how you got it. I hope it's cleared up. If you weren't on the conversation, I don't know what I'd do. So hope you're doing well. So today, I'm sure you both and the callers have talked about DK and Diddy and King K. Rool and Cat O' Nine Tails. Shit like that. And you know what? They're fine, I guess. Those characters are fine. But let's talk about some important stuff. Not Dixie, not Cranky. I wanted to think about characters who I could go to bat for. And I would love to do Chum Chucker Charlie or Monocle Monica, but I have to stick in my lane. So I thought, who better than, as Hyle doxed that one time, who better than Professor Chops' roommate, myself, to throw my hat in the ring, my proverbial hat in the ring, like the DKU game, soon-to-be DKU game, Super Mario Odyssey, then me, Traveler of the Stars, throwing my hat in the ring. Now, Professor Chops, he can't call in today. His his name is not just for show. That Turbo Attack, Add to Returns HD, he's busy grading all of those now. So he doesn't have time to call in. So I wanted to try and call in with my pitch. So let me know what you both think. And yeah, let's take it away.
We've got company. I have a bad feeling about this one. He's right behind me, isn't he? It's quiet. A little too quiet. We're not so different, you and I. I'm getting too old for this. Cover me! This is where we draw the line. You just don't get it, do you? Don't die on me. Go on without me. Who's there? Something's not right. It's not over yet. You're the one. Is this a date? That's what she said. Nobody move. Wait, Courtney, are you telling me there are claptraps in Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Thank you for the call, Traveler of the Stars and Professor Chops.
Traveler of the Stars is my favorite one.
Has he won you over now?
Yeah, I mean, that was epic.
All right.
That was really good.
You left one out because I'm pretty sure in the trailer you would probably get, hold on, let me see if I can do it. Now this is tutorial pigging.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's a good line, right?
Yeah. I'll chop what she's professoring.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Jeff, this is gold. What are we doing? Like, we got to get this stuff down.
We need to start our screenplay business.
Yeah.
Write them up.
I've got to EGOT somehow. I'm never going to win that
Right.
Oscar if I don't try.
That's a fact. Well, thank you for the call. There's, we did it.
We did it. Yeah.
We did it.
I think we've got some good actors in contention. Now, whether or not any of this comes true, I don't know. It seems like everybody wants Tom Holland as Diddy. Not everybody, but
not everybody.
It seems like it's a winning opinion when you poll the majority of folks. And you hate it. That's fine. Just because you...
I don't hate it.
Just because...
He's fine.
I said you look like Tom Holland like 6 years ago.
Yeah, what you said was I look like if Tom Holland ate Tom Holland.
I never said that, Jeff.
I might have said that.
All
that might
right.
have been what I said to myself.
All right.
Yeah, I used to look a little bit like that kid. He's Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
We like him. He's
but
alright.
we're not casting him as Squidder the Spider. We're not doing that.
No.
It's low-hanging fruit.
We do have one more, not a caller, but a commenter.
Oh.
From our Blue Sky.
From our Blue Sky? Yeah, you're right. You're
You
right
remember
there,
Blue
Jeff.
Sky? You
So
remember Blue Sky?
sometimes...
They made Ice Age. They made Ice Age.
You know what? One of my needle drops, I think the Rusted Root song from Ice Age.
Send me on my way. Yes. It was not only in Ice Age, it was also in Matilda. So you get that Danny DeVito connection. So
Rhea Perlman could be Wrinkly Kong.
I love that movie. Yeah,
All right.
who plays Matilda? Get her to play everybody. She's great.
I always thought Matilda's teacher was cute. I had a crush. on her as a kid.
Can I tell you sort of a cute little Jeffism is that when I was a kid, I'm a lot younger than you. So when I saw Matilda, I was a lot younger than you. But when I saw that movie,
Okay.
I mentally in my head, I just decided that the image in my head that I will associate with what a princess looks like is Matilda's teacher.
Yeah.
So for for a few years, whenever anyone would talk about a princess, like a royalty, I would think of Matilda's teacher. I don't know why. That was just what my little kid brain did.
Yeah. I did the same, but with Danny DeVito.
Yeah. We're gonna have to put you in the chokey, make you eat that big old chocolate cake. So we did have a comment from Blue Sky from our commenter Aiden Star 64.
Yeah.
This is the official posting account of Detroit Lions defensive lineman Aiden Hutchinson.
I can't
for the
confirm
NFL.
that, but I also can't deny that.
It might be Aiden Hutchinson.
It might be.
It might be a different person named Aiden Star 64, but it's possible.
Well, let me read this really quick. Hello, Hyle and Jeff from DK Vine. DMing to the both of you for the Kongversation episode about the hypothetical DK movie. It's not hypothetical. Can I just say it's happening, folks? All right. And who will be involved? A while ago, I made a series of concept videos for who should voice what character. The three ideas that I had in mind are the following. Michael Cera as Diddy, Mae Whitman as Dixie, and Danny McBride as Chunky. All three of these Hollywood celebrities are big name talent that have also done plenty of voice acting, as well as in addition to doing live action roles. Anyway, that's all I will be saying for the episode of The Kongversation. Well, thank you, Aiden Star 64. You know, Michael Cera, getting back to Arrested Development, wasn't Mae Whitman his girlfriend in Arrested Development?
Her?
Yeah. That's
Her?
the bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Danny McBride as Chunky. I could see that, though, for sure. I don't think we've brought up Danny McBride at all in this episode. So there you go. Danny McBride's agents are perking up right now upon the mention.
No, he's good. I almost brought him up. When did I almost bring him up? Somebody came up and I thought of Danny McBride. I lost it. Doesn't matter. Almost brought him up.
Yeah. Let's see.
No, yeah.
Danny McBride as Booker the Caterpillar from off of Donkey Kong 64. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. There is one character that we did not cast yet, okay? And I was thinking because you said we're not going to use these older celebrities because you're ageist,
I hate the
ableist.
elderly. They smell.
Yeah. They don't know how to cell phone. So I was thinking of an actor that I think just ought to be in there, and then I was trying to think of what character would he play. So I've got the last pitch, and Well, it's Patrick Stewart. You know Patrick Stewart. We love him.
He's like William Shatner, but not quite.
He's a little more, he's active and stuff. He's from Star Trek, I think. So listen, there's one character, and I'm sure you have him written down. So, Posh Ramby. What do you have for Posh Ramby?
Is this a dagger which I see before me?
This has been a File 2 production.
Que rico.